hey, 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 hey.
Told y'all niggas I was gonna keep it street, nigga.
Hey,
Thug motivation 101, man. You already know what it is. Hey, let's get it. It's Young Jizzle from the bottom of the map. Got a 50-round clip on the bottom of the strap. Hey. You already know what time it is. Get your hoods up yourself. I do it for the trappers with the rocks. And them OG niggas with the blocks. I'm strapped up, I'm iced out. A nigga play, it's lights out. $250,000, that's how you find me. Swerving through traffic with them goons behind me. You better call your crew, you gon' need help. Whole car strapped and I ain't talking seatbelts. Red Cross, nigga, yeah, we draw blood. Whole team got choppers like a bike club. I don't get mad, I just get money. And laugh at these fuck niggas cause they so funny. All a gangster do is stay fresh. 45 with the Gucci Teflon vest. It's Young Jizzle from the bottom of the map. Got a 50-round clip on the bottom of the strap. I do it for the trappers with the rocks. And them OG niggas with the blocks. I'm on fire, kids out of control. Competition want me to stop, drop, and roll. Like I had a flamethrower and some gasoline. Set the city on fire, that's on everything. I walk around like I got a grip in my pants. Yeah, that's about 10 stacks, half a brick in my pants. This scale got Poppy on speed dial. You niggas getting raped, you still getting all base. Inside peanut butter. They seeing me, but I don't see them suckers. I ain't gon' lie, man, my shit tight. Hoes jocking got them stopping like a red light. Wake me up, this a sick dream. Got the Alpine with the flat screen. These niggas ain't aware, man. 12 in the trunk, sounding like an airplane. A 757 jet, you're dealing with a fucking vet. Niggas cold like banana splits. That's why I caught the AR with banana clips. 24 inches off the ground. That's how you feel. A young nigga selling fruity by the pound. That's how you feel. And I got the best white in the town. That's how you feel. 45 on my lap is going down. That's how you feel. Sitting 24 inches off the ground. That's how you feel. A young nigga selling fruity by the pound. That's how you feel. And I got the best white in the town. That's how you feel. 45 on my lap is going down. That's how you feel. I got a project chick with a lot of kids. She say she like my flow but love my ad-libs. I was saying yeah before Usher. Never scared like T.I. and Bone Crusher. Any problem, G to take care of it. Them ugly hoes say a nigga arrogant. Real slow is how I drive past. Got everybody looking, sweating like a gym class. I see you funny niggas got jokes. Disrespect the Chevy, still riding on spokes. You fucking with a player, we don't just say no. We too busy saying yeah. 24 inches off the ground. That's how you feel. A young nigga selling fruity by the pound. That's how you feel. And I got the best white in the town. That's how you feel. 45 on my lap is going down. That's how you feel. Sitting 24 inches off the ground. That's how you feel. A young nigga selling fruity by the pound. That's how you feel. And I got the best white in the town. That's how you feel. 45 on my lap is going down. That's how you feel. I'm a motherfucking drum, who won't saw me, dawg? Got 6 cell phones, who won't call me, dawg? Yeah.
Let's go for another round. Trap it down. CTE. The affiliates.
Gangsta Brazil.
That niggas didn't believe us. We had a goal in mind. Set the streets on fire. Think we accomplished it.
Gangsta Brazil. Here I stand, I'm grown ass man, all by myself, grown ass man. A young nigga with some grown ass plans, but don't point fingers, you don't know that man. You don't know it's hard, you don't know it's pain. You ain't looking through that scope, you don't know it's aim. Minus all the videos, stickers and flyers. Hey, most of these rappers are Gangsta Brazil.
We make quality street music. You can ride to.
Trendsetter.
I don't care what you represent.
Gangsta Grill. Gangsta Brazil. Here I stand, I'm grown ass man, all by myself, grown ass man. A young nigga with some grown ass plans, but don't point fingers, you don't know that man. You don't know it's hard, you don't know it's pain. You ain't looking through that scope, you don't know it's aim. Minus all the videos, stickers and flyers. Hey, most of these rappers are compulsive liars. They can't help it, they need some help. Tell me what kind of nigga tell lies to self, then turn around and tell the same lies to his fans. Disney World niggas and Gangsta Brazil. I can't wake you niggas up, you must be dreaming. Shit ain't adding up, you ain't what you seem.
Speedy, you a fool for this one, nigga. CTE, nigga, you already know what it is. 21 gun salute. I got 22s on my coupe. Let's go.
Tell South Slay. You did tough tea, nigga.
That's all I gotta tell you, niggas. I do this shit. I shine so bright, the kush burn just like my last. Yeah. Remix. Yeah. I see Chico. CTE, West Side, what it do, nigga? East Side, huh? You already know, oh boy, let's get it, nigga. Hey, Fabo, you know how I do this. I just wanna love, nigga. I don't need nothing, nigga. I said I'm higher than a motherfucker right now. I shoot a nigga dead in this shit right now. They thought I battle off, but I don't see how. Pull up in my car and the bitch is like, wow. It was me and Fake D's and he on 3 pills. Renegotiation, I need another 3 mil. Bitch, you better chill. Can't you see I'm frozen? Federal is on me, so I pause for the pose. All these fans keep looking at me. Slowing down the trap, make it hard for a G. Got a bitch on bank head, nothing but a dank head. Slide through on the late night, she get good. And when being slick, you know we ran the train. On the high old you know we ran the game.
Bit, Quan. That right, so. My nigga been hustling, trying to make him something. Ain't no telling he'll do for the paper. Ain't no telling. Souffle, I'm straight, I stay my plate, shot day. I'm a smooth operator. I drop top of my wheel, man. That car driving make you feel some type of way. I know you do. That custom brightly make you feel some type of way. This bitch on way got me feeling some type of way. Is it cause my homies rich you feel some type of way? That right too. Some type of way. Make you feel some type of way. Heard she wanna fuck me, know you feel some type of way. Mr. CEO, it's what my title say. Me and my homies DJ Ho, you feel some type of way. Okay, now let me real, I know you feel some type of way. When I get the bite on her ear, she make that Tyson face. Don't look like that. I drop down to my knees, thankful for life today. Thank you, Lord. No naps, it's long sleep. Hibernate. I can tell if he 12 right away. Go through hell, cause I care, move you far away. Drop you off late, know he feels some type of way. I got hoes, like golf trying to make what Tiger made. I gotta hide away, and I go there sometimes to give my mind a break. I find a way to still get through the struggle. What I'm trying to say, okay, and ain't lying today when I tell you that I love my nigga. Been hustling, trying to make him something. Ain't no telling he'll do for the paper. Souffle, I'm straight, I stay my plate, shot day. I'm a smooth operator. I drop top of my wheel, man. That car driving make you feel some type of way. I know you do. That custom brightly make you feel some type of way. this bitch on with got me feeling some type of way. Is it cause my homies rich, you feel some type of way? Some type of way, make you feel some type of way. Heard you wanna fuck me, know you feel some type of way. Mr. CEO, it's what my title say. Me and my homies DJ Hope, you feel some type of way. She got a Georgia piece from her real end like a license plate. I fuck with you. No rookie girls got cookie, got me high today.
Black man on track, bitch.
Rick, how many thugger in the motherfucker? Rick, how many thugger in the motherfucker?
Rich gang, fucked up, baby. Got like 4 ounces in the 20, bitch. Did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle. Came straight from the bottom to the top of my lifestyle. Living like a beginning, this is only the beginning. I'm on the top of the mountain, puffing on clouds, and niggas still beginning. $1,500 on a Visa card. 100 bags still look like some fucking ties. Niggas serving great white like I'm feeding sharks. I won't do nothing with the bitch, she can't even get me hot. Something wrong with the pussy. Even though I ain't gon' hit it, I'ma still make sure that she good shit. Cause with me and my rally, don't get caught up like that, no way. We ain't got time to go see doctors. Jay, hey, what's that money? Put my paper up on the bitches, yawning. Hey, this a show, bitch, a performance. I do this shit for my daughters and all my sons, bitch. I'm on the random bands up, take her they funds, bitch. I got a mom's bitch, she got a mom's bitch. I got sisters and brothers to feed. I ain't going out like no idiot. I'm a own kid. I did a lot of shit just to live this.
I go on and on, can't understand how I last so long. I must have superpowers, rap 225,000 hours. Get a calculator, do the math. I made 1,000 songs that made you move your ass. And for the last 300 months, I made 16 albums with me on the front, and they bump. Where you get your beats? I heard 93 rappers say bitch like me. 2 singers and 10 comedians, and I'm still gonna yell it every time you see me in. What's my favorite word? Why they gotta say it like short? You know they can't play on my court, can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
Yo, Fresh, you ready?
Watch the
I'm ready, man.
freestyle. Run it.
Let me do this.
What?
Shit. This is for Deshawn, East Lawn, Lil Mama and her friends. Lisa, Teresa, Maria, Tia, Leah, and Kim. I love y'all bros. No disrespect to my dogs, but I love y'all bros. Yeah, I love y'all bros. To the ladies having babies without no drama. To my niggas, what figures say I love my baby mama. I bought shoes, them tattoos, and even fix your breasts. I put you inside the flash ride, put an S on your chest.
This is for the ones who buy with it and be putting their mouth on it and suck everything out of it, then they catch it and swallow it. I'm the wheezy for sheezy. I'm off the heezy, believe me. See me, I squeeze in between it and then I leave it.
Slow motion for me, moving slow motion for me. Slow motion for me, moving slow motion for me. I like it like that, she working that back. I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me, moving slow motion for me. I like it like that, she working that back. I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me, moving slow motion for me. I'm a dick thrower, her neck and her back hurting. Cut through to have you like a brand new version. It's like once you get used to it, then you start serving. Hop up on top and start jiggy jerking. Slow down for me, are you moving too fast? My fingers keep slipping, I'm trying to grip that ass. Keep being hard-headed and I'ma make it get on me. Got a human up disguise, but my face is a doggy. If you like my bone, let me bury my bone. Like I put a 5 bad married bitches at home. One of my bitches fell in love with that outside dick. That outside dick keep them hoes sick. Like,
Dear love, I was thinking how I should be starting this. Magnificent ways to light your life up like an arsonist. From my hardness, tickling your funny bone when we start the kiss. Marvelous how I see you in the cut, chilling with your homies getting fucked up. I got fantasies of you carrying me home. Hope that you're staying alone. I'm meant to give a pleasure echo in the rhythms of my manly moan. Don't be playing me wrong, I'm too grown for game. Meant to manipulate. Picture for the play you facing, I'm strong. Plus, you see, I don't be really like I'm in on the same. Boiling your body fluids with every word that curves. Girl, you deserve some urban company to be with. Fuck whoever you was gonna leave with. I'm who you should see shit. I got some love, I got him in need shit. Who you should be with. Your body, I squeeze quick. Into the sheets in your arms, so don't be alarmed. If I'm making you feel good all over. Cause I was dropping the ball, it's physical and beyond. Even though niggas in the hood is all soldiers. You still suffer the consequences. Defenseless, thinking about becoming my wife. If I rock you tonight, you be the love of my life. Cause I'm hugging you like I'm hugging the mic. Plus, I'm the one that's rubbing you right. And able to stick my tongue on big and able to lick till you drop. Even though I like to stick, that's why I'm realizing it's a variation of ways I can get you high. I'm into learning you, so pick the spot. I give pleasure to it, but let me hush and make the lust get in check. I know you don't want me to hit it yet, but don't be acting like it's a crime, cause it ain't been committed yet. But baby, won't you let me get it one, hit it quick. Give me some hanging out the same, let me do your body after the party, bring your pleasure when you come on, let me. Let me saturate your body with honey and lick it up.
Yeah. This is for all the sexy ladies out there, walking around downtown, shopping at the malls. Yeah, ladies,
you're so sexy.
You got that little sexy. I see you in sexy jeans. I like you. Manicure, mommy, so sexy.
I see it in this household. Let me steady sipping Chris. Always looking nice with some ice on their belly or their wrist. Girls that be pick up in the thigh when they kick it in the shot. They gon' be fucking with some Kelly and a twist. Giving her love. Model girls, Gucci get Prada girls, and all the ghetto divas in the hood. Women that be steady stacking ends, roll the Lexus and Benz with rims. They know how to keep it looking good. Tell them what you find, take gas. Somebody go snatch you, so I gotta make you mine quick fast. See you coming past, I don't really wanna wonder, so I gotta put the numbers on my side, kick fast. Roll with your mom, working hard, getting money, pulling papers. If I ain't got papers, you will bring me some bees home. Supervisor giving orders on the job, but you still looking good with those skin tight jeans on. Looking hot in them heels, I think I want that. Back it up to the bottom of my throwback. When you rollin' your rims, looking like a Kodak. When I drive and wanna smoke, she a roll at. Miss Mom, just rollin' with the hardest, holding it down like a female Joe Pesci. And I wanna make her a maid woman. I hope she gon' let me, cause she looks so sexy.
And this is for them girls that be wanted, and this is for them girls that be loved, and this is for them girls that be right.
Grab your dicks if you love hip hop. Rub your titties if you love Big Pop. Gotcha. Open off the words I say because. Now who smoke more blunts than a little bit? What? Bring me a cigarette, dog. It got me feeling crazy than a motherfucker. I got badass in this motherfucker. Puffin' on Machiavellian gun, represent the outlaws. Badass represent the LBC. You wanna do? You know how to do it. Time goes by, puffin' on line. Hoping that it gets me high. Got a nigga go crazy. I feel crazy. Tell about it. Last year was hard, but life goes on. Bumping my head against the wall, learning right from wrong. They say my ghetto instrumental, detrimental to kids, as if they can't see the misery in which they live. Blame me for the outcome, paying my record, check it. Don't have to bump this, but please respect it. I took the minus, and now the hard times are behind us. Turned into a plus, now they stuck living blinded. Hennessy got me feeling bad. Time to stop drinking, rolling in my drop top jag. What's that Cosmic? It's sitting in my car, watch the stars and smoke. I came a long way, but still I got so far to go. Dear mama, don't worry, I'ma watch the snakes. Tell section that I love her, but it's hard today. I got the letter that she sent me, and I cried for weeks. This one came out when I tried to speak. All I heard was the time goes by, puffin' on live. hoping that it gets me high. Gotta make it go crazy. I feel crazy. Time goes by, puffin' no lie, hoping that it gets me high. Gotta make it go crazy. I feel crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see Bloods and Crips running up the hill, looking for a better way. My brothers and sisters, it's time to build, cause even thug niggas pray. Hoping God, baby. Come
Hey yo, doctor, here's another proper track, and it's fat. Watch the sniper, time to pay the piper, and let that real shit provoke. See, you so wanna be low, then you'll get smoked. And I hope that your fans understand when you talk about spraying me. The same records that you're making is paying me. Motherfuck Dre, motherfuck Snoop, motherfuck Death Row. Yo, and here comes my left blow, cause I'm the EAZYE, and this is the season to let the real motherfucking G's in. You're like a kid, you found a puppy, now you're dapper. But tell me where the fuck you found the anorexic rapper. Talking about who you gon' squabble with and who you shoot. You're only 60 pounds when you're wearing boots.
Damn, E, they tried to fade you on Dre Day.
But Dre Day only meant Easy Stay Day. All of a sudden, Dr. Dre is the G thing. But on his own album covers, he was a she thing. So nigga, please don't step to these motherfucking real G's.
You should have known by now. Every day it's a new rapper, claiming to be dapper than the Dre stuff. Sober than a bitch, perpetrator on the gangster. Ain't broke a law in your life. Yet every time you rap, you yap about the guns and knife. Just take a good look at the nigga and you'll capture the fact that the master is simply just an actor who mastered the bang and the slang and the mental of niggas in Compton, Watts, and South Central. Never ever once have you ran with.
This bitch thing. Call this bitch Franklin, man.
He said he thinks Stokes making a reservation at a motel there.
Hello.
What's up?
Nothing. What you doing?
Man, just kicking it.
Are y'all done?
Nah, what you?
Chicken check, microphone check. 1. Chicken check, microphone check. 2. Chicken check, microphone check. 3.
You really don't understand, do you? Hey, man, don't you realize in order for us to make this thing work, man, we've got to get rid of the pimps and the pushers and the prostitutes and then start all over again clean.
Niggas, you crazy. Once again, the mighty death row organization committing mass murder. And we ain't asking for shit, nigga, we taking it. So Dre, blast they ass, nigga. Late at night with my jack on the street.
What up, man? What's going on? How y'all doing? I'm back. Just wanted to really come up here and kind of add some more nails in the coffin of this idea that Kobe Bryant is not a top 10 player. I got him number 2 all time for a myriad of reasons. None of them, if you look at his on the court play, is really unthinkable to think that he's not. If you look at just what he did, his level of the degree of difficulty, the skill level, the willingness to take on tough defensive jobs, right? He would check Tracy McGrady. He would check Carmelo. He would check LeBron. He would check Allen Iverson. He would check anybody. That was him. He'll check Kyrie Irving and lock him up. Let's not forget. So we got it. We got it. So let me go ahead and let's get to it. So what I'm about to do now, go to another video where guys doing a masterful job of breaking down why they can't drag Kobe. Let's go.
In the 2000s, you either loved him or hated him. When there are haters, criticisms will be thrown your way. Some are fair, while others are simply out of line. The most popular ones include that Shaq carried him for his first 3 titles. He's been criticized for only winning 1 MVP. He was a ball hawk, and that he wasn't an efficient scorer. By using statistics and a bit of logic, I can prove without a doubt that all of these are false. Let's start with the first one. Do we ever say that Jerry West was carried by Wilt Chamberlain when he won the only title of his career? Do we say that Magic Johnson got carried by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he won his first 3 titles? And do we ever say that Steph Curry got carried by Kevin Durant when they won back-to-back titles? We all know the answer to these questions. It never gets said because all of those players were considered to be equals. But for some odd reason, Kobe's biggest detractors make the ridiculous claim that he got carried by Shaq for the first 3 titles that he won. He gets put in the same boat as players such as Scottie Pippen, Kevin McHale, or Klay Thompson. Players where we can say that they got carried by a superior player. I don't know about you, but there's something wrong with that picture. I'm here to give you the facts of the matter and to prove with numbers that the notion that Kobe got carried is an absolute myth. Let's first talk about why it's so hard for a team's second scoring option to play as one of the top 5 players in the league. If you look throughout the history of the NBA, we rarely see a team that has 2 other players that are legitimate MVP candidates. It's hard to explain. It could be due to the fact that it's hard for players and coaches to manage which and when the players will get their touches. It can also be that the star players don't know when to take over the game for fear of stepping on anyone's toes. Or it could be that the whole tactic of, here, I just shot the ball, now it's your turn to shoot approach is too predictable. The offense becomes stagnant and it's easier for the opposing team to defend. If you don't have the right coach and system in place, it can be easy for teams with a lot of talent to underachieve. The reality is that there are few players that can strive in that role. It's not for everybody. That's why there have only been 4 teams that have won the championship since 2000 that had 2 players that got selected to at least the All-NBA second team. Those teams were the 2001 Lakers, the 2002 Lakers, the 2017 Warriors, and the 2020 Lakers. Notice that Kobe and Shaq accomplished that twice out of the 4 examples. Then we have this next stat. There have only been 7 different pairs of teammates since 2000 that have averaged at least 25 points per game in the same season, and they were qualified to receive the scoring title due to the number of games they played that year. Here's a list of teammates that have accomplished this. Notice that when it works, your team is going to have an enormous amount of success. 4 of those seasons ended with a championship, and 2 of those seasons came from the Kobe Shaq Lakers. Then 3 of those seasons ended with the team reaching the finals. Only 1 of those seasons, the 2008 Denver Nuggets, got bounced from the first round. You may also notice that the duo of LeBron and Wade only accomplished that once, or that the other great duos of the NBA that include Durant and Westbrook, Curry and Thompson, Westbrook and Paul George, Kawhi and Paul George, Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, or Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker never accomplished that. Now, did you notice that out of the 10 examples that we displayed, Shaq and Kobe were able to average that many points for 3 straight seasons? Let's try to put that in perspective. In the history of the NBA, only Elgin Baylor and Jerry West were able to surpass the number of times that Shaq and Kobe averaged at least 25 points per game for a season. So the numbers tell us that in the modern NBA, Kobe is the greatest player to ever be considered the co-star of a team. But now let's talk about the postseason numbers. Here are the number of times that Kobe averaged more points than Shaq in a playoff series between 2000 to 2004. That is 8 of the 18 playoff series that they participated in.
9 of the 18. So half the times Kobe outscored Shaq. Half the times.
So nearly half the time, you can count on Kobe to score more than Shaq did in the playoffs. And if you notice in their 2001 series against the Kings, They both averaged over 30 points per game. That is the only time since the 60s that a pair of teammates averaged over 30 points for a playoff series. Now let's go to the next graphic and see the number of times that a pair of teammates averaged over 25 points for the playoffs while winning the title. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the list throughout NBA history. Notice that they are the closest duo to ever average over 30 points per game while winning the title. The facts are just overwhelming at this point. So the real question is...
So he wasn't carried. That's pretty obvious. Let's go.
Why would anyone in their right mind claim that Kobe got carried? The reason is for how dominant Shaq was in the finals compared to how Kobe performed. That was especially the case when you see their averages for the 2000 finals. Shaq averaged...
look at the people checking him. Look who he got checking.
40 points. And Kobe averaged
15
points on 36% shooting. That is a huge difference there. But for some reason, we just push aside the important detail that Kobe suffered an ankle sprain in Game 2 after scoring only 2 points in the first quarter when the injury occurred. He then missed Game 3. He played brilliantly in Game 4, and then he couldn't find the basket for the following 2 games. Why was that? Could it be that the injury was affecting his game dramatically? Or was the defensive tandem of Mark Jackson and Reggie Miller just too much for him to handle? Let's not forget that he was averaging 23 points per game on 46% shooting for the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. And according to Fox Sports, Kobe mentioned that it was the worst sprained ankle of his career. For the player that is known to play through tough injuries, we shouldn't take those words lightly. Then for the finals in 2001 and 2002, Shaq was clearly the better performer against the New Jersey Nets that had no chance of beating the Lakers and the one-man show that the Philadelphia 76ers were. There's no argument there. But here's the question. Do we make such a big deal knowing that Kobe was clearly the better performer in the 2001 conference finals against the best team in the league, the San Antonio Spurs? What about the 2002 semifinals against the Spurs that had the same record as LA? Shaq averaged 21.4 points on 44% shooting, while Kobe averaged 26.2 points on 45% shooting. Why do we make a bigger deal of Kobe being the best player on the team against the more superior Western Conference opponents? Understandably, Shaq performing like that on the biggest stage should hold a little more weight. But none of that means that the dynasty of the Los Angeles Lakers was carried by Shaquille O'Neal unless you want to ignore all the numbers that say otherwise. It's just as Shaq has said numerous times. We will always go down in history as the most enigmatic, controversial, dominant 1-2 punch ever created. After what we've considered, he's telling the absolute truth. The numbers and the hardware back it up. They might not be the most accomplished duo, but they are the most dominant. And they both needed to be great in order for them to three-peat, which is something that we haven't seen in over 2 decades and counting. Are we really saying that Kobe was a one-dimensional player, that all he could do was score? That couldn't be farther from the truth. Instead of trusting in trolls, we should trust in the numbers and what our eyes tell us. If you actually watch the games, you'll quickly realize that he was a talented playmaker. He knew how to get his teammates in the right spots and to create easy shots for them. In fact, Phil Jackson trusted him to be their primary playmaker. During his time there, from 2000 to 2011, he was a team leader in assists every year except 2. Was he averaging between 8 to 10 assists a game as other great playmakers have? No, because that wasn't his style. He was cut from the same cloth as Michael Jordan. Their biggest strength was scoring, and that's what they looked to do. But this goes beyond their stylistic preference. Phil Jackson would not allow them to average 30 points and 10 assists per game. Unlike players such as Luka Doncic, LeBron James, or James Harden, the triangle offense does not allow players to make every conceivable decision for their team. The whole point of the system is to get the ball moving, for the ball to touch a variety of players. Everyone needs to be involved. It's no accident that Phil Jackson has never coached a true point guard. Therefore, it would be foolish to expect Kobe to get double-digit assists every single game. But that also doesn't mean that he didn't make his mark in this aspect. For example, Kobe racked up the 12th most assists for the 2000s, and is the most by any non-point guard. So if Kobe is a ball hawk, then that means every single player that's behind him is also a ball hawk. But we all know that's not the case. Yes, Kobe did shoot a lot, but he also made sure to get his teammates involved. There's another statistic that proves this. There have been 7 times that he averaged over 27 points and 5 assists per game for a season. That's the same number of times as Michael Jordan and Giannis. Only 2 other players in league history have done it more times. It's Oscar Robertson, who has done it 8 times, and LeBron James, who has done it 12 times. The numbers clearly indicate that among volume scorers, he is one of the best all-around players. I mean, shouldn't it mean something that he's currently 4th all-time among shooting guards in career triple-doubles? Let's stop with this notion that Kobe only wanted to score. He excelled in every single aspect of the game. People look at Kobe's field goal percentage and say that his greatness is diminished because he wasn't a quote-unquote efficient scorer.
Here go another one. Let's see.
There are many problems with this line of thinking. The first major one is that they often compare his shooting numbers to Michael Jordan's. That is an impossible standard to live up to. You aren't going to find many perimeter players in NBA history who scored as many times as Jordan did, while averaging over.
I told y'all Jordan is efficient. It's not about efficiency as far as his field goal percentage. Watch how he scores. It's how Michael scores. Like, just look at
possible standard to live up
Watch
to.
how he scores.
You aren't going to find many perimeter players in NBA history.
2 dribbles, step back, fade away, bucket. Go another way. It's not hard.
Who scored as many times as Jordan did, while averaging over 50% from the field. He's considered the GOAT for a reason. The next factor to consider is the era that Kobe played in. He had the misfortune of playing in the toughest defensive era, especially for perimeter players. For example, did you know that there were only 9 times that a shooting guard averaged over 50% from the field between 2000 to 2013? Just for comparison, it happened 23 times in the 90s, and it happened 51 times in the 80s, according to StatHead. It was a much different time in the 2000s.
Thank you. I told y'all, didn't it? Let's go.
The defensive intensity was extremely tough. There were
guys, let's do something magical. Let's do something beautiful. Let's go. And let's go to Basketball Reference. And let's go to LeBron James. And we're going to do his field goal percentages around that time. I'm going to tell you what they were. His field goal percentages were 41 his first year, 47, 48, 47, 48, 48. He finally hits 50% in 2010. It took him 7 seasons to get above 50% from the field. 7. What's that tell you? Because he started taking close-in shots. He stopped trying to shoot the ball. He started going and attacking the basket more. That's why his field goal percentages went up. That's really what got him where he had to go. I mean, he had years where he was averaging 56%. That's what got him over the hump. That's what got him over the hump. For his career, right now he's at 50.6% from the field, which, if I compare that to Michael Jordan, let's see. And Michael got pulled down because he came back to the Wizards, but Mike is at 49.7 because of the Wizards years. That's what pulled him down, those 2 years. And that was the hard, slow ball era. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's go ahead and get to it. Did I close it? What did I do? I must have closed it somewhere. Give me a second. Here it is. I got it. Here we go.
Always 2 big men guarding the paint, which made it much tougher to slash to the rim. Teams were not spacing the floor as they do now. We cannot compare what.
He has the scoring record because he played 23 seasons in a situation where he was able to take 22 shots a game. So, yes, he has the all-time scoring record. Greatness is not measured in cumulative stats, bro. It never has been. Nobody ranks Emmitt Smith over, as the greatest running back of all time. Nobody ever says that. They put Barry Sanders above him. They put Jim Brown, Walter Payton. When you're talking running backs, he's not even in the top 3 or 4. He has the all-time list, though. He played all this. So if you keep playing, he can get 90,000 points. This is what I mean about the dishonesty of LeBron fans. LeBron fans are dishonest. They lie, manipulate. They take advantage of the fact that somebody's played damn near double the seasons as Michael Jordan to try to say he's greater. It's just, come on, man. Come on. All-time scoring record. Most all-star selections. Yes, he came out of high school. Do you want to? So, yeah, he got the most. So, yeah, he got more than Kareem because he came out of high school. He got more than all these other guys, Kobe and all these other guys because he played more seasons. Shit like that. Most playoff points. Played more seasons. Most games won in the playoffs. Played more seasons, and he had to play games in the playoffs because he wasn't eliminating their ass. There are no lies in this record. There are no, what you say? He had, okay, hold on. 21 seasons? You sure? He came out in 03-04, so I guess that would be 23. But he's touched every bit of 22, 23 years of basketball. The thing is, at the end of the day, he got those records cumulatively. You neglected to mention that he missed the playoffs his first couple of years. You neglected to mention that he averaged under 42% from the field his first year. You neglected to mention that when he so-called dragged that team to the playoffs, he averaged 35% in the playoffs, in the finals. You neglected to mention that his team showed up in the finals. He couldn't show up in 2007. His team and his teammates played what they were supposed to play. You neglect to mention that. They count that as he's great because he took a scrub team to the finals. That's not what it was. Let's keep the game let's tell the truth.
Kobe was doing to any other era. We need to judge him according to what his contemporaries were doing. Here's what the numbers say. There were 6 times between 1999 and 2013 that Kobe finished in the top 5 among starting shooting guards in field goal percentage. In 2001, he finished second behind Ray Allen. The player that many consider is one of the greatest shooters of all time. But that argument is dead in the water if we only look at his field goal percentage. Did you know that out of the 18 seasons that Ray Allen played, Kobe averaged a higher field goal percentage in 8 seasons? There's another season where they had the exact same percentage. In other words, Kobe was more efficient than Ray Allen half the time. I'm sure there are many people listening who are saying that Ray Allen's case is different. He shot many more three-pointers, which bumps his field goal percentage down. And that's fair. I agree with that premise. But what would you say is the more difficult shot? A player running through screens to get an open three-pointer, or Kobe making these highly contested mid-range jumpers? No one is saying that Kobe is a better shooter than Ray Allen. All I'm trying to do is offer perspective. If no one penalizes Ray Allen for not averaging over 50% for the field, then why are we doing this for Kobe? The fact that he was one of the most efficient players at his position while consistently converting on difficult shots is very impressive. But the field goal percentage isn't the only thing that we can look at. Let's take a look at his true shooting percentage. There were 8 times that Kobe averaged over 25 points per game and had a 55 true shooting percentage. Since 2000, only Kevin Durant and LeBron James have done it more times. The numbers say that Kobe was consistently one of the most.
You see, what this is doing is debunking this. Oh, he was a low field goal. See, this is the thing with a lot of the LeBron fans. They're dishonest. Like you just saw him up here lying. Oh, he got all these stats, but you're being manipulative and deceptive. You're neglecting. If Michael Jordan played 23 seasons, we wouldn't even be talking about this. Yeah, no, right. If Michael Jordan played 23 seasons of basketball, would LeBron ever catch him? It'll take LeBron, guys, You know how many more seasons LeBron is going to have to play to eclipse? He just eclipsed a few months back, just eclipsed Michael Jordan in 30-point games. Guys, Mike played 11 full seasons in Chicago. Do y'all know that? Let's tell the truth for a second. Mike only played 11 full seasons with the Chicago Bulls. And then he played 2 full seasons, and he didn't really play a full season, but I'm going to count that when he had to quit the rest of the season because his knee was messed up. So technically, he only really played 12 full seasons. And I'm going to go ahead and count because that's 82 games. So let's say that. So he really only played 12 full seasons. He played a 60-game season, a 15-game season, and another 12, 13-game season. That's it for Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan ain't played. So he barely got, 13 seasons? Barely? A little over 13 seasons if you add all those games up. That's it. Now let's go back with 13 seasons with LeBron James. Where was he? What had he done? That was his 2016 season. That's it. Those are the numbers tit for tat compared to Michael Jordan. And you see it still took him another 5 years to catch Mike. Another whole 5 years to try to even make an attempt to catch Michael Jordan. So what are we talking about? Potency for greatness? Because if we're talking about potency, then he's nowhere near as potent as Michael Jordan is as a scorer. So he's not the greatest scorer of all time. So all-time scoring record doesn't mean anything. Right? Most all-star selections. Duh. Right? He's supposed to be all-star. You playing 20, going on 22 seasons now. 23 seasons, right? Most playoff points. Well, duh. You're supposed to have the most playoff points because you played all these damn seasons. And you taking 20 some odd shots, 24, 23 shots a game on these teams, and you're ball dominant, holding the ball. Your ball usage is higher, way higher than these other guys. You're supposed to get what I'm saying? LeBron fans are dishonest. And since we're doing that, let me go ahead and come back to this. I got another video I want to go to. This video just came out. Shout out to Uncut Hoops. Let's talk about it.
Cleveland had some good years, obviously, some great years. One was able to take the team to the NBA Finals.
Another struggle offensively. James way off the mark.
And I love that adjustment by Mike Brown, trapping him, being the aggressor against him.
There's that jump shot you wanted him to take.
This is why he had those lower field goal percentages, because he was shooting. He was trying to shoot. He thought he could shoot, and he couldn't. He stopped. When he stopped doing that and started going to the hole, that's when his field goal percentages went up. This is basic, bro. It's basic.
But not that time.
What the hell?
Oh, yeah. Shaking up on the play, and has to come out of the game. James for 3.
But the way that he is being defended, they are daring him to shoot jump shots.
Daring him.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
Out of maybe a screen. Definitely nobody argued about it. Ben Simmons took a 3.
So you telling me he passed Michael Jordan in his 15th season? Mike didn't play 15 seasons. What's your point? Mike didn't play 15 seasons. I just showed you Mike played really 13 actual, enough games to make up 13 full seasons. That's it. That's all Mike really played. What's your point? What's your point? Come on, man.
Right-handed push-shots, but he is left.
Shoot, shot the gap over the top. Took one dribble into his pull-up at 12 feet.
Whoa.
Air ball free throws.
An air ball.
They're the same picture. When it comes to every superstar in league history, they've all lost a series, had a bad game.
I can't stand LeBron fans. They lie. They're deceptive. They don't tell the truth. They manipulate and cherry pick data to try to bolster a weak-ass nigga. I don't respect LeBron fans. I don't respect you. I almost look at your character as a person. You are a liar. As a person, if you think this man's the greatest, you are a liar. Period. To even rank this man as high as they ranking him.
And missed a game-winning shot. If you play basketball long enough, all those things are bound to happen. Now, when it comes to top-tier players, when they eventually do lose, how we gauge them isn't just by their loss, how they played when they lost. For example, did you average 40 points per game, have an all-time series, and your team just wasn't good enough to win that series? On the other hand, did you underperform, underwhelm, shoot 35%, and also lose.
LeBron James fires away. The crowd getting on its feet. James for three. Won't go again. That pass deflected off the rim.
Smells like a used diaper filled with Indian food.
For a lot of the LeBron James sycophants, they'll admit 2011 versus Dallas was an awful series. That loss was on LeBron James. But looking at prior to that series, they don't mention 07, 08.
He's not number 3 on the GOAT. He's not better than Tim Duncan. He's not. Tim Duncan's a better defender. Tim Duncan is a better teammate. He's a better winner. So he's not better than Tim Duncan. I wouldn't put him past Magic. I wouldn't. Actually, I wouldn't put him past Larry. I wouldn't put him past Larry Legend. Can I be honest with you? If I give Charles Barkley the Miami Heat, 2011 never happens to Charles Barkley. You're probably too young to know that. I was there. You give 1993 MVP Charles Barkley, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh, and he's going to win about 5 or 6 championships. You give Hakeem Olajuwon, Bosh. That's all he needs. He don't need nobody else. He needs. You give Hakeem Olajuwon his third option, Kevin Love or Bosh, and Hakeem Olajuwon probably would win 6, 7. He'd be in the GOAT conversation. What are we talking about? Why is he in the GOAT conversation having played with more All-Stars than all these other guys combined? This man is in 6. They say he's played with like 100 and some odd All-Stars. Exactly. He is unrankable. Come on.
09 or especially 2010. And one of the big reasons they don't is someone like Michael Jordan in his career never had as damn a stretch as LeBron James from 07 to 2011. So starting off in 2007, some big-time myths to debunk off the jump. This Cavaliers team in 07, they weren't some underdog Rocky Balboa, a Cinderella team. This Cavs team, by all accounts, was a very good team that if things broke right, they could make the NBA Finals. And looking back at the old ESPN archives, out of the 10 expert panelists, 4 out of the 10 picked Cleveland had the best record in the East. Look at someone like Greg Anthony. Breakout year for the Cavs, the best chance to challenge Miami. Chris Broussard. The Cavs will approach 60 wins. Then Tim Legler. Cleveland could make the NBA Finals. Again, the Cavs at worst were a top 3 team in the East, and depending on who asked, they're the best or second best. Now, with that being said, this Cavaliers team was not a great NBA team. Why they ranked that high is they played in the East. The East at this point was a complete and utter joke. As looking at the Cavs' route to the NBA Finals, it's as follows. First round, the Washington Wizards, no Gilbert Arenas, Caron Butler, they won 41 games, even with those guys. The second round, the exact same story, a 500 Nets team that was going absolutely nowhere. And then conference finals, the Detroit Pistons no longer had Ben Wallace, Hall of Fame coach Larry Brown.
You suck!
Now, looking at the NBA Finals, Spurs versus Cavaliers, let's be real. The Cavs weren't favored. They were not going to win this series. But here's the added detail nobody talks about. Coming to this series, a sweep was completely off the table and a foreign thought. Yes, the Cavs were underdogs, but getting swept, that's highly unlikely. Look at the ESPN predictions. It's 5 games, 6 games, 5 games. You know, the Cavs will get beat, but they're not going to get swept. The main reason people thought this is the Cavaliers were an elite defensive team and a top-tier rebounding team with great post defenders.
So, Jeff, they're a team that has slowly become one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Right, everybody talks about San Antonio, and rightfully so. But I love the idea of how good Cleveland is defensively and rebounding-wise. Give a lot of credit to Mike Brown.
They call these teams scrubs, man. They disrespect a lot of people that played with this guy, man. And it's not fair. It's not fair to the game, bro. It's not. It's not. And he cheats the game. That's what he does. He cheats the game. Let me go. Let me see. What is this? Let's see. So I got another video. We just gonna jump around a little bit today. I'm gonna come back to Uncut Hoops because this is gonna be a masterpiece, I can tell. But this guy, This guy did a masterful job. He got a new channel called Derek Knows Ball, right? He did a masterful job of breaking down the LeBron years and debunking the lies and the mythology that LeBron didn't have no help and that the Cavs didn't do nothing to try to help him. This is it right here. Yeah, I agree. I think he's unrankable. And I'm going to keep making content. And the more channels come up to drag his ass, the better. Because it's too many people out here talking in unison. If you add all these people up, they get millions of views. They destroying this man's legacy. He's destroying his own legacy. Rookie year.
Cavaliers select LeBron James.
We all know LeBron was taken with the first overall pick in the 2003 NBA draft, and he entered.
Wasn't an all-star this year, which is weird. Number 1 pick, rookie of the year, not an all-star.
More hype.
Really should not have been rookie of the year because Carmelo made a bigger impact on his team.
Any player in NBA history. And from the very first game, he showed flashes of why. He dropped 25 points in his debut against the Sacramento Kings. And just like that, the chosen one era had officially begun. But what people forget is it wasn't all smooth sailing. Through his first 20 games, LeBron shot under 40% from the field. The Cavs started just 5-15. And while no one expected him to carry a broken franchise overnight, he had flaws.
Yeah, I was there with Penny. I know exactly what you're talking about. Penny was a way better player than him. It was just that he got injured. That was it.
That needed to be addressed. Yes, the talent was undeniable, but early on, LeBron had to adjust to the NBA game and the pressure that came with it. Despite the struggles, the media buzz never faded, and that buzz is what helped him stay ahead of Carmelo Anthony in the Rookie of the Year race. Even though on paper Melo had the better season, he averaged more points, led the Nuggets to the playoffs, and looked more polished overall. By the midpoint of the season, LeBron started figuring it out. His scoring became more efficient, he looked more comfortable, and the flashes of superstardom were coming more often. Still, the Cavs finished just 35-47 and missed the playoffs. LeBron ended the season as the Rookie of the Year, a well-deserved award, but one that came with help from the hype machine. Looking back, his rookie season proved one thing: LeBron was going to be great, but it wasn't a perfect beginning. He had real flaws and real growing pains that often don't get talked about today. In year 2, LeBron James took a big leap, and he didn't waste any time proving it. Over his first 22 games of the season, LeBron averaged 25 points per game on over 50% shooting from the field. The Cavs, who had started 5-15 the year before, were now 14-8 and looking like a team on the rise. And while people love to say LeBron had no help, it wasn't a G League roster. He had solid veterans around him, like Zydrunas Ilgauskas and Drew Gooden, guys who, whether you respect it or not, put up.
Ilgauskas is a 2-time All-Star, by the way.
Numbers and had long NBA careers.
With LeBron. I'm not talking about his All-Star earlier. He was All-Star when he was with LeBron.
Still, the season wasn't smooth. After that strong start, the Cavs hit a wall, going just 3-8 over an 11-game stretch. That skid was enough for the front office to make a move. Head coach Paul Silas, who had been brought in as a mentor for LeBron, was fired. In his place, the Cavs promoted assistant Brendan Malone to interim head coach. LeBron even admitted the vibe was off. He said, "You should like the video and subscribe to Derek Knows Ball." No, he didn't really say that, but come on, help me get to 1,000 subscribers. What he really said was, you could kind of tell the way the air was, how things were going around here. There was going to have to be a change. At the time of the firing, Cleveland was 34-30 and still in the hunt for a playoff spot. But under Malone, the team finished just 8-10 in their final 18 games and once again missed the playoffs. Still, year 2 was a massive step forward for LeBron.
This is 2 years where he done missed the playoffs. He couldn't get it done, couldn't lift his team to the playoffs like Michael Jordan. Okay. Wasn't an all-star. This is the first year he became all-star here. But we cumulatively added up as if it says he's greater than all these other guys who played less seasons, that played in college, that only played till he was like 35 and retired. And you're saying that he's greater than them because he played till he 40-something. Like, stop it.
He earned his first All-Star selection, made his first All-NBA team, and officially established himself as one of the league's brightest stars. But just like year 1, the season ended early. And once again, no playoff experience. No real progress in the postseason. For all of his individual greatness, the wins weren't there yet. And that, in many ways, would become a pattern. In year 3, the Cavs finally started acting like a franchise that wanted to win. They signed Larry Hughes, a proven scorer, coming off a 22-point-per-game season with the Wizards, and known across the league as an elite perimeter defender. They also brought in Mike Brown.
Remember now, LeBron's supposed to make people better. It makes everybody around him better, right?
a hungry first-time head coach with a reputation as a defensive mastermind. This was the first time since LeBron got drafted that Cleveland looked like they were trying to build something real. The season started off hot in Cleveland. After a 1-2 start, the Cavs rattled off 8 straight wins. During that run, LeBron averaged 28.1 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 4.3 assists. Larry Hughes was very solid too, putting up nearly 20 points and 5 assists per game. And the team as a whole looked like they were meshing well. By their 28th game, they were sitting at 18-10, the best stretch the franchise had seen in years. But things took a turn fast. Hughes went down with a broken finger and missed a big chunk of the season. The Cavs started sliding, and it felt like LeBron would be back to carrying the team again. But here's the thing, people always act like it was just LeBron. In reality, guys like Zydrunas Ilgauskas were stepping up, averaging 17 points per game. Drew Gooden added 11 points and 9 rebounds. And under Mike Brown's system, the Cavs were playing elite defense. Yes, LeBron was the engine, but he had proven NBA players playing good basketball next to him. When Hughes did return, he wasn't quite the same player. But even with the injuries and inconsistencies, Cleveland finished 50-32, good enough for the 3rd seed in the East. LeBron was named first team All-NBA and finished 2nd in MVP voting. In the first round against the Washington Wizards, LeBron was nothing short of spectacular. He averaged 35.7 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 5.7 assists. He was clearly the best player on the floor and carried Cleveland to a series win. To be fair, he did have some support. 5 other Cavs players averaged at least 8.8 points per game, and back in this era, that actually meant something. But this was one of those cases where the term carried.
It's kind of interesting how revisionist history, we forget about all this. The finals run, let's get to that.
Proven NBA vets, Drew Gooden, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Larry Hughes, and Eric Snow. Not flashy names, but experienced players who gave Cleveland a respectable foundation around their 22-year-old star. And the Cavs picked up right where they left off. Through the first 22 games, they went 14-8, with LeBron averaging 26, 7, and 7. But he wasn't doing it alone. Larry Hughes had multiple 25-point games early in the season. Anderson Varejao emerged as a tough energy big, and collectively, Cleveland's front court dominated the glass. Gooden, Big Z, Varejao combined for over 23 rebounds per game. And when you add LeBron's 6.7, the Cavs were the best rebounding team in the NBA during that stretch. Their winning formula? LeBron ran the offense. The bigs crashed the board.
So what it sounded like to me is this team was good enough to get LeBron to the position where he was supposed to close it out and get the victory, but he didn't have the skills or the confidence to get it done. That's what it is, man.
And Mike Brown's system kept games gritty and defensive. By the end of the season, Cleveland finished with a 50-32 record, good enough for the 2 seed in the East. LeBron earned his 3rd All-NBA selection and was cementing his spot as one of the league's best. But again, the help he had is constantly downplayed. Cleveland finished 2nd in total rebounds and 1st in offensive rebounds league-wide. In the playoffs, Round 1 was another matchup with the Wizards, but it wasn't the same team. Gilbert Arenas and Caron Butler were both out, meaning Cleveland was basically facing a lottery-level roster. Still, Antoine Jamison of the Wizards managed to average 32 and 10 in the series, but the Cavs swept Washington 4-0. Next up, the New Jersey Nets, a real test. Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, Richard Jefferson. Game 1 was ugly but gritty. The Cavs won 81-77 behind LeBron's 21 points. But the unsung heroes were Cleveland's bigs. Gooden and Ilgauskas combined for 14 offensive rebounds. That's more than the entire Nets team had. In Game 2, LeBron dropped 36 and 12. Gooden added another double-double as they led Cleveland to another win. Game 3 was a loss for the Cavs as LeBron struggled, shooting just 5 of 16. But in Game 4, he bounced back with 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. In Game 5 and 6, LeBron's efficiency dropped. He shot just 13 of 34 combined in those games. But the Cavs managed to close out the series in 6 behind Donyell Marshall's 18 points off the bench and a team-wide.
These are the guys they disrespecting and saying that LeBron had a bunch of scrubs back in 07. He led to the finals. They saving his ass.
A defensive lockdown. Cleveland was now advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they were matched up against the Detroit Pistons. Detroit had ended Cleveland's season the year before, and this time, LeBron wanted revenge, but the series didn't start well. In Game 1, LeBron was held to just 10 points on 5 of 15 shooting. Big Z had 22 and 13, but the Cavs still lost, 79-76. Game 2 was a very similar story. It was another 79-76 loss, with LeBron going 7 of 19 and turning it over 6 times. Down 0-2, Cleveland returned home, and LeBron responded. He ended this game with 32, 9, and 9, and led the Cavs to their first win of the series. In Game 4, LeBron had 25 points, 11 assists, and 7 boards. Boobie Gibson dropped 21 off the bench, and Gooden added 19. With the Cavs
I remember Boobie Gibson, Daniel Gibson saving LeBron ass, hitting clutch threes. We just act like this shit didn't happen. Like let's watch it.
The series was now tied, but then came Game 5, one of the most iconic playoff performances ever. This is when LeBron scored the Cavs' final 25 points, including 29 of their last 30, willing them to a double overtime win in Detroit. He had 48 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and completely took over.
This is
But
where he
let's not
balled. This is
twist
probably
it.
his best game he's ever had right here. This and the one against Boston he had when he was in Miami. Best games he's ever played.
He didn't have to do that every night. He did it because he had to that night. In Game 6, LeBron came back to earth, shooting just 3 of 11. But guess who stepped up? Rookie Daniel Boobie Gibson, who
Told you.
exploded for 31 points on
I
12
told
of
you.
15 shooting.
Save LeBron ass. This dude, I'm telling you. Like, we act like this dude carried a bunch of scrubs. People are going back. This dude going game by game, giving you the stat lines, letting you know, no, it wasn't like that.
5 of 5 from 3. Just like that, Cleveland was headed to the NBA Finals. LeBron was incredible, but the help was real too. Elite rebounding, timely role player scoring, and lockdown team defense. Yet all people seem to remember about this series is how LeBron carried the team in Game 5. In the finals, reality hit hard. The Cavs were matched up against the Spurs, a dynasty in its prime. LeBron shot just 35%.
Watch this now. He's shooting 35% from the field, so you already see he playing shitty. But watch this.
Across the series. But let's be real, this series was never on him. Tim Duncan dominated Cleveland's bigs. Parker and Ginobili overwhelmed their guards. And Gibson, the rookie hero from last round, was neutralized by a far better backcourt. The Cavs got swept, and LeBron struggled, but they were simply outmatched. At this time, everyone knew that the better teams in the NBA were in the Western Conference. So the reality is whoever came out of the East wasn't going to be able to beat that Spurs team. Year 4 was still a massive success for LeBron. A finals appearance, a legendary performance in Game 5, and LeBron proving he could carry a team to the
Okay, you trolling.
NBA's biggest stage. But he didn't do it alone, and that's the truth.
You can't possibly, you didn't watch my other video. 05-06 Kobe against any motherfucker you name outside of Michael Jordan to get destroyed. They will. Anybody else outside of Michael Jordan against 05-06 Kobe and a bunch of role players would get destroyed. But it wasn't about that. It was about the team you had around you. Real talk. Come on, man.
People love to ignore. Heading into the 2007-2008 season, expectations were sky high in Cleveland. They had just made the NBA Finals. LeBron had established himself as one of the league's top superstars, and the core was returning. They didn't have any major offseason additions, but the belief was that this core was ready to take the next step together. Instead, the Cavs started slow, really slow. Through the first 21 games, they were just 9-12. LeBron missed 5 games with a sprained finger, and the Cavs lost all 5. And while his individual numbers were still elite, it was clear something wasn't clicking. By mid-season, the front office felt the pressure and decided it was time to shake things up. In a shocking 3-team trade with the Bulls and the Supersonics, the Cavs sent out Drew Gooden, Larry Hughes, Donyell Marshall, Cedric Simmons, and Shannon Brown. In return, they got back former 4-time Defensive Player of the Year Ben Wallace, ex-All-Star Wally Szczerbiak, and young guard Delonte West. On paper, it was a big move, but in reality, it was confusing. Wallace and Szczerbiak were both well past their primes. Wallace could still rebound and defend at a pretty high level, but any offensive game he once had was now completely gone. Szczerbiak could shoot, but lacked some of the athleticism he used to have, especially on the defensive end. Still, owner Dan Gilbert and GM Danny Ferry were all in on winning now, even if it meant sacrificing young assets. The trade did give LeBron a new supporting cast, but it didn't solve Cleveland's core issues. They still lacked a real second star, consistent scoring outside of LeBron, and a reliable offensive system. As the season rolled on, the Cavs finished 45-37, a step back from the year before. LeBron again put up massive numbers, but the overall chemistry of the team was off, and the East had gotten better. Cleveland still made the playoffs, and that's where things would get even more complicated. The Cavs finished the regular season with the 4 seed in the East. That meant they had a familiar first-round opponent, the Washington Wizards. For the 3rd straight year, it was Cavs versus Wizards, but just like the year before, Washington came into the series banged up. Gilbert Arenas, the Wizards' best player, had only played 13 games during the regular season due to injury. He was active for the playoffs, but came off the bench in Game 1. While the injury definitely didn't help, if we're being honest, even a fully healthy Arenas might have not changed the outcome. LeBron was completely dominant. He led both teams in scoring every single game of the series. Washington simply had no answers for him. Cleveland also won the battle on the boards, consistently controlling the glass and giving themselves more chances every night. This resulted in a 4-2 series win for Cleveland, another step forward for LeBron, another first-round exit for Washington, and a rivalry that was turning out to be completely one-sided. In round 2 of the 2008 playoffs, Cleveland was now set to match up with a powerhouse, the 66-win Boston Celtics. That year, Boston had formed their Big Three with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. They were the favorites to win it all, and Cleveland was supposed to be another step on their path to a title. But what unfolded was one of the most fascinating and misremembered playoff series of LeBron's early career. To be blunt, Game 1 was brutal. LeBron shot just 2 for 18 from the field and had 10 turnovers. Easily one of the worst playoff performances of his career, if not NBA history. And yet, the Cavs only lost by 4. The final score was 76-72.
Look at his team. Look at his team. His team carried him in that game. That doesn't get remembered though. He never had no help, right? No, he had a team built around the system to play. He had a team built around defense and role players stepping up, hitting the open shot. That's what he had. And he was supposed to be that centerpiece, but he wasn't a killer. This is a team built for a killer. He's not a killer. He's not.
In a game where LeBron was actually unplayable, Cleveland still had a chance to steal home court advantage. This is where the LeBron had no help narrative gets shaky. Because when your star has the worst game of his life, most teams get blown out. Cleveland's elite defense and their deep physical supporting cast kept it close. Game 2 wasn't much better. LeBron shot just 6 of 24, and the Cavs lost 89-73. Through 2 games, he was shooting just 19% from the field. Yes, he was asked to carry the offense, but the truth is, he wasn't efficient, and it made life harder for everyone else. Meanwhile, guys like Zydrunas Ilgauskas were producing. He was averaging 20 points on 50% shooting across the first 2 games. Game 3 in Cleveland was a turning point. LeBron still wasn't efficient, shooting just 5 of 6.
Oh yeah, Ilgauskas was an all-star round then, man. People got to respect.
Stepped up in a major way. Delonte West scored 21. Wally Szczerbiak had 16.
Thank you.
Joe Smith had 17.
Thank
and
you.
Big Z added 12, 8, and 6. The Cavs blew Boston out, 108-84. In Game 4, LeBron improved slightly. He shot just 7 of 20, but dropped 21 points and dished out 13 assists. Again, his teammates carried their weight. West, Ilgauskas, and even Varejao were producing, and Cleveland's defense locked in to win 88-77. Through 4 games, LeBron was shooting just 25% for the series, and yet it was tied 2-2. That says something about the help around him. In Game 5, LeBron finally broke out. He dropped 35 points on 12 of 25 shooting. Delonte West added 21, but this time, the rest of the team didn't show up. It was one of those games where LeBron didn't get enough support, and the Cavs lost. Game 6, back in Cleveland, was another strong performance. 32 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. He still had 8 turnovers and shot under 40%, but the defense carried again, holding Boston to just 69 points. Gibson,
So
West,
that's
and others
under
filled their role,
40%
and
is
the Cavs
easily a bad game, but his teammates showed up. That's what I'm saying. We got to stop giving this guy all this. They don't say that, do they?
forced Game 7. And in that Game 7, LeBron was spectacular. He dropped 45 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists in one of the best Game 7 performances of his career and in NBA history. His next highest scorer was Delonte West with 15. On Boston's side, Paul Pierce dropped 41, and Garnett chipped in 13. The Celtics made just a few more plays late and escaped with a 97-92 win. When people talk about this series, they only remember Game 5 and Game 7, the 2 games where LeBron played at an NBA superstar level and didn't get enough help around him. But what no one talks about are Games 1 through 4, where LeBron was ice cold, shooting in the 20% range, and his teammates kept them alive.
Shot 20% from the field. Do you hear that when they talk about his greatness? Do they talk about that? No, they don't, do they?
In multiple games, Cleveland's defense and role players
Thank
carried
you.
enough weight to
Carried
win,
him.
and did win. If
He
LeBron
got
even
carried.
played
He got carried.
his average in Game 1, the Cavs most likely steal a road game and win the series, but he didn't, and that matters. He was only 23 years old, and yes, he was already one of the best players in the world, but this series proved that he still had real flaws. He was inconsistent, his shot was unreliable, and he wasn't the best version of LeBron that would come later. This was the harsh reality of his Cleveland years. Greatness mixed with growth support around him, but what he really needed was a consistent second scorer. That offseason, the Cavs made it happen. They sent out role players Joe Smith and Damon Jones and brought in Mo Williams, a 25-year-old combo guard coming off a 17-point-per-game season. Williams could score efficiently, create for others, and gave the Cavs something they hadn't had, a true second option next to LeBron. And best of all, they didn't lose any key pieces to make it happen. The Cavs started the season 1-2, but after that, they caught fire. They went on a tear, winning 25 of their next 27 games. During that stretch, Cleveland's defense held teams to under 89 points per game in a league where the average team was scoring 100. That wasn't just good, it was historically elite. LeBron was the engine behind everything, putting up 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists a night. But he wasn't doing it alone. Mo Williams chipped in 16.5 points. Dijunas Ilgauskas averaged 13.7 points. Delonte West added 12.7 points. Anderson Varejao contributed 9.6 points and 7.2.
This man had a team, bro. This is a lie. That's basically what I'm saying. It is a lie that he didn't have no help. It's a lie.
Rebounds. Even guys like Boobie Gibson and Ben Wallace were filling in key minutes and playing high-level defense. Were the supporting numbers mind-blowing? No. But when you're holding teams under 90 points, having 4 to 5 guys scoring in double figures made Cleveland stacked. The Cavs didn't slow down either. They finished the season 66-16, the best record in the entire NBA. They were the best defensive team in the league, the second best three-point shooting team in the league, one of the best
record
rebounding
in the league. Best, unless he was averaging 40-some points, he wasn't carrying that team when he had the best record. Stop it with the lies.
Teams in the league. LeBron won the MVP at the conclusion of the season, and it was well-deserved. It was his first MVP award, and by the end of the year, he and Kobe Bryant were seen as the 2 best players in the world. LeBron was only 24 years old, but everyone knew he wasn't just a great young player. He was a future legend. In the playoffs, Cleveland looked unstoppable. In the first round, they faced a broken Detroit Pistons team, a roster that had traded away Chauncey Billups for an injured Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson missed most of the second half of the season with injuries. And to be honest, the Pistons weren't a real playoff team anymore. Cleveland swept Detroit easily, holding them to under 85 points every game. LeBron averaged 32 points and simply was too much for them to handle. In the second round, the Cavs matched up with the 47-win Atlanta Hawks, a young team with some talent, but no real chance. Again, Cleveland's defense smothered them, holding the Hawks to under 80 points a game and swept them 4-0. In the first 2 rounds, the Cavs allowed opponents to score 90 points 0 times across 8 games, and they held teams to under 80 points 4 different times. It was a joke. The Cavs weren't just winning, they were dismantling teams. And honestly, LeBron was dominant, but there wasn't too much pressure on him. If he got Cleveland to 85 points, it was game over. But in the Eastern Conference Finals, everything changed. The Orlando Magic exploded for 107 points in Game 1, stealing a 107-106 win on Cleveland's home floor. LeBron had a complete masterclass, 49 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 20 for 30 shooting. It was almost superhuman, and it still wasn't enough. In Game 2, LeBron kept attacking. He had 36 points, and Cleveland squeaked out a win thanks to a game-winning buzzer beater. This shot was one of the most iconic moments of his career, and through 2 games, it was clear LeBron was the best player on the floor. But the Magic had more weapons, more depth, and they were the first team that could truly challenge Cleveland's defense. Game 3 was in Orlando, and Cleveland's defense again.
This is key right here. I want you guys to pay attention to. The team that beat him was an evenly built team. That's what he struggled with. Let's not forget, with the best record in the league, he struggled against an evenly built team. The only real superstar they had was Dwight Howard and a bunch of role players. Good role players, but nonetheless role players.
And crumbled. They slowed the Magic down in the first half, holding them to 41 points, but gave up 57 in the second. LeBron dropped 41, but it wasn't enough. The big picture, the Cavs weren't shooting the ball well from deep, just 26% from 3 as a team, and they weren't giving LeBron the support they had given him all season. Game 4 was the same story as Game 3, but even worse. The Magic scored 114 points, and Cleveland shot under 30% from 3. LeBron was sensational again, 44 points, but he was rather inefficient and had 8 turnovers. But in his defense, he was Cleveland's entire offense. After that game, the Cavs were down 3-1, facing elimination in Game 5. Finally, LeBron's teammates stepped up. Mo Williams went 6 of 9 from 3. Boobie Gibson went 3 of 4 from 3. LeBron put up a 37-point triple-double, and Cleveland stole a 112-102 win to stay alive. Through 5 games, LeBron had been historic. 41 points per game, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. He was doing everything humanly possible to drag Cleveland to wins in this series. Game 6 was back in Orlando, and for the first time in the series, LeBron came back to earth. He still had 25 points and played fine, but he shot just 40% from the field. Meanwhile, Dwight Howard dominated. He had 40 points, 14 rebounds, and the Magic closed the series out. The Cavs just couldn't get stops when they needed them. Their winning formula all year was defense plus spacing, but they collapsed against Orlando's firepower. And just like that, Year 6 was over. LeBron put together one of the greatest playoff series of all time, but it wasn't enough. And while people today write it off as LeBron had no help, the truth is more complicated. The Cavs were a great regular season team. They were built to defend and shoot around LeBron, but against the wrong matchup, when their defense couldn't hold up and their shooters couldn't hit shots, everything fell apart. Their margin for error was razor thin. LeBron's heroics made it close, but it wasn't enough, and that harsh reality would define this playoff series for Cleveland. After the heartbreaking loss to the Magic in 2009, the Cavaliers knew they had to build a better team around LeBron to keep him happy. This was the final year of his contract. Cleveland was willing to do whatever it took to keep the greatest player in their franchise's history. That led to a major move. They traded away Ben Wallace, Sasha Pavlovich, and a second-round pick to acquire a 37-year-old Shaquille O'Neal from the Suns. Shaq was at the tail end of his career, but he had just averaged 18 points and 8 rebounds while leading the league in field goal percentage. Even if he wasn't prime Shaq, the Cavs believed he could be the answer if they again ran into Dwight Howard in the playoffs. They also signed Anthony Parker, a 3-and-D wing who had averaged 12 points per game and shot over 42% from 3 during his final 3 seasons with Toronto. Whether people acknowledge it or not, the Cavaliers front office was working hard. They weren't just sitting back hoping LeBron would carry them. They were actively trying to make upgrades. Some fans today argue about the exact moves they did make, but no one can deny that Cleveland was working hard to keep LeBron happy. The 2009-2010 season started strong for the Cavs. After 20 games, they were 15-5. Shaq missed some games due to injury, but still did show flashes of dominance when he was on the court. And LeBron, like always, was playing at another level. After about 2/3 of the season, the Cavs stood at 43-11. They had put together a 13-game win streak, holding opponents to under 89 points per game. During that stretch, LeBron's teammates were stepping up. Shaq averaged 15 points and 6 rebounds on 63% shooting. Anderson Varejao was averaging 9 points, 7 rebounds, and was in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Mo Williams added 14 points and 6 assists, while shooting 43% from 3. Boobie Gibson chipped in 11 points per game, shooting a ridiculous 48% from 3. 21-year-old J.J. Hickson averaged 12 points and 6.5 rebounds in that stretch. On top of that, Cleveland had experienced vets like Big Z, Anthony Parker, and Delonte West. This wasn't a terrible roster by any stretch. They had 7 different guys who could give you 15 to 20 points on any given night, plus elite defense and efficiency across the board. And LeBron, he was a monster, averaging 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists over the first 54 games. The Cavs' success wasn't solely on his shoulders. Everything looked like it was falling into place, and it got even better. Cleveland traded longtime vet Zydrunas Ilgauskas and a first-round pick to acquire Antoine Jamison, a Wizard star who was averaging 19 points and 8 rebounds per game. It did hurt losing Big Z, but it was a big roster upgrade heading into the final stretch of the season. Unfortunately, soon after the trade, Shaq sprained his right thumb, forcing him to miss the remainder of the regular season. The silver lining was that after being traded, Big Z's contract was bought out by the Washington Wizards, and he chose to return to Cleveland to end the season, saying he couldn't forgive himself if they won a title without him. The Cavs finished the regular season at 61-21, the best record in the NBA for the second straight year. LeBron was again named MVP, becoming a 2-time MVP at just 25 years old. Going into the playoffs, Cleveland was healthy, loaded, and the clear 1 seed. In the first round, the Cavs faced a young Chicago Bulls team with a seemingly bright future, led by Derrick Rose, Luol Deng, and Joakim Noah, all 24 years old or younger. The Bulls had promise, but they weren't ready for playoff basketball yet. LeBron had high level, but not insane performances early. Game 1, he had 24 points on 9 for 19 shooting, and the Cavs won 96-83. In games 2 through 4, LeBron was dominant, dropping 40, 39, and then 37 points. The Cavs won 2 of those 3 games to take a 3-1 series lead. In Game 5, LeBron had a quieter performance. He ended with just 19 points, but he did nearly have a triple-double. His teammates ended up stepping up this game. Antoine Jamison dropped 25. Shaq added 14 and 8. Delonte West chipped in 16. Cleveland won 96-94 and closed the series 4-1. In round 2, they had a familiar opponent, the Boston Celtics. Their last playoff battle in 2008 had been an all-time classic, a 7-game war, so fans were hyped for the rematch. But weirdly, that wasn't even the biggest story. In early May 2010, a shocking rumor broke. Delonte West was allegedly involved in a sexual relationship with LeBron's mother, Gloria James. There's still debate about whether it's true, but one thing is certain, it didn't help Cleveland's locker room chemistry at all. Despite the noise, LeBron came out strong in Game 1, dropping 35 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists in a big Cavs win. But Game 2 was rough. LeBron played solid overall, shooting 7 of 15 with 24 points, but had 5 turnovers. And truly, Cleveland couldn't keep up with the Celtics, losing 104-86. In Game 3, LeBron responded in a big way. He dropped 38 points on 14 of 22 shooting, with 8 rebounds and 7 assists. The Cavs blew Boston out, 124-95, taking a commanding 2-1 series lead. It looked like Cleveland had complete control of the series, but then everything fell apart. In Game 4, LeBron shot just 7 of 18, had 7 turnovers, and only 9 points in the second half. The Cavs lost by 10, and suddenly the series was tied 2-2. In Game 5, back home in Cleveland, LeBron completely no-showed, shooting 3 of 14 from the field. The Cavs got blown out, 120-88. The crowd was stunned, and now Cleveland faced elimination. In Game 6, LeBron bounced back statistically. He had 27 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. Mo Williams chipped in 22 points, but no one else stepped up. Outside of LeBron and Mo, the Cavs couldn't buy a bucket. They scored just 85 points total. The Celtics closed it out 94-85, and just like that, the season and an era was over. LeBron walked off the court, taking off his Cavaliers jersey and leaving the fans with the question, will we ever see LeBron in a Cavs jersey again? That summer, he hosted The Decision, announcing live on TV that he was leaving Cleveland to join Dwayne.
If LeBron had stayed in Cleveland and fought his way into one championship, he would have my respect. He would. He would. I don't think he would have just had one. He'd probably won more than one. He'd have won about 2 or 3. What if he won the same amount of championships all in Cleveland? What would that have done? You would probably, without stacking the teams and all the manipulation, he would be in the GOAT conversation then. It's just how he chose to go about doing it.
Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. It crushed Cleveland fans. But just like that, LeBron's first stint with the Cavaliers was finished. The story of LeBron's early Cav years is complex. Yes, he was special, putting up some of the greatest basketball we've ever seen, but he was human too. There were flaws in his game, flaws that showed up, especially against elite playoff defenses. Sometimes his supporting cast didn't step up, sometimes he didn't step up, and while he often dodged blame at the time, the truth is that it was a little bit of everything. We again saw it in the 2011 finals with Miami. LeBron at times wasn't ready himself to take that next step and be a champion. But the early failures in Cleveland are what shaped him. They helped him grow, helped him harden, and pushed him toward the dominant playoff killer he would eventually become. LeBron is the most polarizing player in NBA history because there are 2 sides to every story, and his first Cleveland chapter proves it.
The new Superman movie's out, and
so that pretty much tells you everything you need to know about the guy. But let me keep going with this. Why he'll never be the greatest of all time. Let's get to it.
We're an elite defensive team and a top-tier rebounding team with great post defenders.
But Jeff, they're a team that will slowly become one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Right, everybody talks about San Antonio, and rightfully so. But I love the idea of how good Cleveland is defensively and rebounding-wise.
Give a lot of credit to Mike Brown because last year I thought they were a bad defensive team, but they really sold out, made a commitment on the defensive end, and because of that, they are here.
Greg Popovich says that the Cavs are the most underrated defensive team in the league.
Correct!
Unlike the narrative of this Cavaliers team, they weren't some bum squad that had no strengths. Their main strength was defense. In the mid-2000s, that was extremely vital. As looking at LeBron James offensively, he wasn't some monster, some dynamo, just taking over every single game like fans make you think. LeBron in this run of the finals had good overall stats, but it wasn't dominant LeBron James going off, carrying every single game. The one game he did carry them, though, was Game 5 in Detroit. Just got to give it up to him. That game was fantastic, an all-time great carry job. But looking at the entire run, that is the exception to the overall rule. As looking at LeBron versus Eastern Conference, 9 total games at 25 points or fewer. The Cavs, those games, had a 5-4 record. And look at those 4 losses. When he scored 20 versus the Nets, they only lost by 9 points. 19 versus the Pistons, they lost by 3. 18 versus the Nets, again lost by 9. And 10 versus Detroit, and only lost by 3. The biggest myth of this Cavaliers team, this run of the finals, is that LeBron James every single game was carrying them on both ends. Again, Game 5 was fantastic, an all-time great game. But that game was a Game 5. To make the NBA Finals, you also had Game 6. That game, LeBron James shot 3 for 11, and what happened? They won by 16 points, blew Detroit out of the building.
We saw after his great 48-point game in Game 5. Of course, Game 6, he didn't have to score because his teammates did the job.
What did you just say?
He didn't have to score because his teammates did the job.
Say it again to my face.
He didn't have to score because his teammates did the job.
If you look at this Cavs defensive ranks, they were an elite defensive team, even compared to the best teams in the postseason. Opponents' field percentage, they ranked first. Opponents' 3 percentage, they ranked fourth. Opponents' points per game, also first. Defensive rebounds, second. And defensive rating, again, second. So with that context in place, look at Game 1 of the NBA Finals in San Antonio. In LeBron's NBA Finals debut, it was a pretty abysmal start. This guy on the field to start the game was 0 for 8, had more turnovers than made field goals. It was a comedy of errors. And here's the funny thing. Despite LeBron being a net negative, being atrocious, the Cavs came in the third quarter only down by 5 points. which once again proves this team's calling card was their defense, not LeBron's offense. And speaking of LeBron's offense, heading to the fourth quarter, it's disgusting. 8 points, 2 of 12 shooting, 5 turnovers with a negative game score.
James for 3.
Look at the final result, and you can't argue with Tony Parker.
James, shot clock at 2. Offensive foul. James on a pull-up.
And defensively is the reason why they're only down 4 in this first half. They've gotten it done defensively and given themselves a chance.
Got to come in and pinch and get the free throw line rebound.
LeBron James dribbled it off his leg, but still looking for his first field goal. James for 3.
Hey, LeBron. Ben Simmons is here. We're all good.
When it was all said and done, the Cavs in Game 1 only lost by 9 points, despite LeBron James doing nothing offensively. Look at these Game 1 stats. 14 points, 6 turnovers, 25% shooting, and a game score of 5. And Michael Jordan's finals career's lowest scoring game was 22 in 6 trips to the NBA Finals. LeBron's first game ever already topped that with a 14-point dud. And speaking of Michael Jordan, when it comes to his pre-championship days, 85 to 90, those games, series, and years are nitpicked unlike anything I've ever seen. But here's the problem. Michael Jordan's lows in that stretch aren't even lower than LeBron James in his one single game versus the Spurs. As looking at pre-championship Jordan, his lowest game score was 8.4. LeBron in this game at 5.0. Jordan's worst shooting night, 30%. LeBron in this game, 25. MJ's lowest point total, 15. LeBron right here scored 14. And I can already give the excuses. Well, LeBron was only 22 years old. The Spurs were a great team. He was getting double teamed. And that right there, a big-time myth for this series. In games 1 through 4, the Spurs' main tactic is going under screens and making LeBron James into a jump shooter. Want to shoot threes? Go ahead and take them. The 18-foot jumper, heck, even take that. From 16 feet, go ahead, knock yourself out. LeBron's big-time flaw right here is he had no jumper. So double teams, you don't really need them. The only time LeBron James got doubled was on pick and rolls when they blitzed hard and hedged really far out. But here's the thing. That tactic, that strategy was not LeBron James centric. As for every ball handler, the Spurs did the exact same thing. So once again, LeBron in this series wasn't getting double, triple teamed. It was mano a mano, and he was failing over and over and over again.
James, hot step. That's a 2-pointer. James on a pull-up. That one won't go. James the jumper. James steps back. He'll try a 3-pointer. Bowen gives him some room. And James can't connect.
And I love that adjustment by Mike Brown, trapping him, being the aggressor against him.
Here's that jump shot you wanted him to take, but not that time. Well, Verajao shaking up on the play and has to come out of the game. James for 3.
I rest my case.
The reason Cleveland lost this series wasn't due to bad defense, bad depth, or even bad coaching. When they lost, LeBron James could not make a simple jump shot in any game 1 through 4. And if you say LeBron was double team, triple team routinely, I just got to tell you, either 1, you're 12 years old, or 2, your memory sucks. Now, looking back at game 1 of this series, the Cavaliers in game score were as follows. Boobie Gibson, Drew Gooden, Pavlovich, Verajao, then LeBron James. LeBron in game 1 for his own team ranked 5th in game score. And on both rosters, he ranked 9th. So looking at game 2 in San Antonio, at the risk of being redundant, LeBron in the first half again had a stinker for the ages. No impact whatsoever, an abysmal first half, and even third quarter. And looking at LeBron's finals debut, the first 7 quarters, a total 10 made field goals and 11 turnovers. That right there is absurdly bad. Now, for LeBron in this game too, the overall numbers will get a little bit of a bump in a fourth quarter that wasn't even close. What I call this is a stealth stat pack. As looking at LeBron's stats down by 29 points, 15 points, 5 of 13 shooting. How they ended, much, much better and looked semi-decent. But here's the catch. When those points came, when the game was out of reach, out of hand.
James gets inside and lays it in.
And I like Greg Popovich keeping Bowen in there on James to make it tough.
Parker and Duncan might get a long rest here in the fourth quarter. LeBron James struggling once again. A big bit of gratitude to Captain Greg and all here in the first two games. Cleveland's fourth quarter. Again, granted big leads from San Antonio. James a three.
Now, for Game 3, finally, in Cleveland down 0-2, lose this game, the series is over. And LeBron in the first half, given credit, was slightly better. 9 points, 4 turnovers, 38% shooting. Again, not fantastic, but compared to Game 1 and Game 2, it's God-tier stuff. And again, like we see over and over again, despite LeBron offensively being kind of mid, even bad, the Cavs at halftime down by 2 points. Once again, this Cavs team barometer wasn't LeBron James or his scoring. Their barometer was their defense, most of their post defense, and their rebounding. As versus the mighty Spurs, even LeBron playing awful, they're still in the game.
So you're playing 5-on-5 and understand that these guys are more than capable of holding the fort down.
Parker with a hand in his face. Pavlovich again, hard drive to the basket. Oh, he puts it in. Cavs have led by as many as 7.
Goodness. Falling over, the role players were going to step up, and they certainly have in the first half.
Parker deflected by Gibson. Good, nice pass ahead. 2-on-1 break. Pavlovich, oh, nice feed.
And speaking of the powerhouse offensive Spurs, they didn't crack 50 points in this game with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. What does that do to? Not LeBron James, but guys like Drew Gooden, Verjao, and Big Z. And I get it, they're not household names marquee players, Hall of Fame guys. But this series, this game, the entire playoff run, on defense, they're fantastic. And looking at someone like Tim Duncan in Game 3, for Tim Duncan standards, was absolutely abysmal. And for the entire playoff run, looking at the first, second, and third round, Tim Duncan's worst series came versus Cleveland.
Where he could go quick. Duncan goes quick to the hole. Can't get it to fall, not very often. Duncan spinning against Ilgauskas.
I tell you what, Drew Gooden is as big a key as anybody as to why the Cavs are in the finals. The way that he played in the playoffs, the Eastern Conference, really was great basketball and set the tone on the defensive end.
Makes his move across the lane. Tough shot, defended well on the shot clock. Duncan spinning. Can't get it to fall. Ginobili lobs it into Duncan. Knocked away by Snow. Duncan backing in. Parker shuffled his feet. Inside, stolen by the Cavs.
Now, for the Spurs in the fourth quarter, the back half of the fourth quarter, they're absolutely abysmal.
So I wanted to show this video because what I wanted you guys to see is there's revisionist history only favoring one guy. And that guy's LeBron James. And I just don't see him in that predicament of being considered the GOAT or even being considered in the top 5 or in the top 10. I think he's ranked, if we're being fair, if I had to give him a number, I'd probably put him in the 40s, just being straight up. Without all the bells and whistles, without all of the hoopla and the media hype, without all the manipulation and free agency that he's able to do. What could he do out on the court with a good group of role players? You're looking at it. You're looking at it. He's a middle of the pack player, good player. That's what he was. Able to get stuff done, but because he lacks the work ethic to improve in what he needed to improve to get that team over the hump. Kobe would have got that team over the hump. That wouldn't have happened to Kobe too many times. Not saying it wouldn't happen, but if it does happen, Kobe would have came back that next year with all types of new moves and all types of new abilities because that's how he is. That's why I said, how can you rank this guy above Kobe? I'm on LeBron hate because, first of all, the name of my channel is the LeBron Haters United. So, obviously, I don't like LeBron. I can't stand LeBron. I think he's bad for the game. I think he's destroyed the game of basketball. I will be so glad if he gets some sort of injury and just retires. I will be so glad. I would celebrate. I'll make a video celebrating. Free shots for everybody that watches the video. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Like, I would be glad to do that because I feel like he's destroyed the game. He's manipulative. He's controlling. He wants to be the center of attention. And I think he is the reason that Kobe Bryant has been kicked off that top 10 list. They kicked Kobe off that top 10 list because they wanted to make sure they send a message. See, Kobe is the closest thing we've seen to Jordan. You have to destroy Kobe's legacy. You have to say that Kobe can be replaced by Brandon Roy and he would have still won 3 championships with Shaq. As if Kobe wasn't first team all defense. None of these guys have been able to lead the league in scoring and be first team all defense like Kobe. But they're going to act like that's not a big accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? That's too far. I ain't say an injury. Like, I'm just saying I'll be glad if he left the game, period. Whether it's an injury or not. But the reason I said injury, the guy's going to play until Bryce James is in the league, man. He's going to try to get on the court with both his sons to try to make a fake historical marker. That's what he's going to do. So he's going to force his other son to get drafted, put all 3 of them on the same team. That's what he's going to do. And I think the only way you can stop that is if he gets some sort of injury that's debilitating that will stop him from being able to do it. Otherwise, we got to deal with this for another 2 and 3 years, at least another 2 years. This year, next year, till his son comes, which I think his son, I don't even think he graduated yet. Let me see. If this is senior year, we got another 3 years. Let me see. See what he is. He is. Okay. So he signed with Arizona. So he's playing with Arizona this year. Okay, cool. He went to Sierra Canyon, Notre Dame, Sherman Oaks, California. And right now he's a rookie. Okay. So next year, because he's getting drafted in the draft next year. Next year, LeBron will have Bronny and Bryce in there too. That's what he's going to do. So hopefully next year will be his last year. Hopefully he goes somewhere. And so, yeah, injury, I ain't saying I want to hurt the man where he can't live his life. But an injury to get him to go ahead and retire would be good. I think it'll be a good thing. That's just how I feel about it. Because I think he's going to continue to stick around and manipulate and control. He likes the attention. So that's why I'm saying I'm not going too far with that. I think, so now if I say I want the man dead or something, yeah, that'll be going too far. If I want him to be shot or something, yeah, that'll be crazy. But an injury, it doesn't have to be a major injury, just enough injury so he can not be out there on the court. That's all I want. Not because he's good and I'm worried about him, but because I'm going to tell you what I fear. One of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears with LeBron James is that he somehow gets on a team that wins championships and he gets all the credit and accolades. That's my worst nightmare because he doesn't deserve it. That's the truth. He won't have earned it. A great example. A couple of years ago in the play-in tournament, Anthony Davis was leading in all statistical categories, killing, playing defense, everything. Clearly, he should have been the play-in tournament MVP. The championship game of the play-in tournament, the inaugural season, LeBron James is the 3rd leading scorer on his team. 3rd leading scorer and wins MVP. When Anthony Davis was winning in every statistical category, leading that team. That just goes to show me you can't take his accolades serious anymore. Can't take them serious. What we got? Niggas trying to say T-Mac was better than Kobe, maybe in God-given measurements and athleticism, but you don't get credit for what God gave you. You get credit for what you did with it. Choices. Facts. I was in college when LeBron came to the league. They have an old man as the face of the league. It's insanity. Exactly. How is it that a guy at his advanced age can be second team all NBA and yet those guys are better? There's no way in hell you could tell me that a 41-year-old player can be second team all NBA in any other era. Maybe going back. I would have to go back to the 60s or something and see how they played and really see it for real. to be able to say, well, maybe he could have did it back then. I don't think he wouldn't have been able to because medicine wouldn't have been the same. So this is the first time we've seen a guy at an advanced stage be able to get out here and get second team. That means that there aren't that many players. And I'm going to tell you how I know this to be true. Me and my homeboy the other day went through all 5 positions in the 90s and named off a whole bunch of like bad first ballot Hall of Famer guys, right? Then we try to do that today, and you can't. You can't do it. If you try to do that today, I got you, old dog. If you try to do that today, you can't name him. Now he deserved no Olympic MVP. That was Steph Curry. That was Steph Curry easy. Why did that happen? That was a mistake. Sorry. Here you go. That was Steph Curry. Steph Curry deserved it. He saved him. But he has manipulation. I saw when they was practicing last year, he has manipulation with the referees in an international game. Why? Because Nike makes sure of it. Nike is the real strength behind LeBron, not Clutch Sports. It's Nike. That's the truth. What's up, man?
What's happening?
Ain't nothing. What's up with you?
Yeah, I missed what you and Tice were going back and forth. Is this about Kobe or LeBron?
It's about Kobe, but the reason I'm talking about LeBron is because LeBron is number 2 on the list and he doesn't deserve to be. So I'm just taking him down because if you take him off the list and put him in his rightful place, then Kobe easily creeps back into the top 10, really to top 5.
Well, my problem is that, there's a whole bunch of other people that are being disrespected for the sake of LeBron. If you ask me, Stephen Curry should be higher than LeBron because for the 4 championships that Stephen Curry has, 3 are on LeBron's plate. So he ate off of LeBron's plate 3 times.
Yeah, he did.
The finals that he lost to LeBron, for one, it was a game 7, came down to the wire. Everybody on the Warriors was hurt. And if you watch the last 3 minutes of that game, LeBron didn't know no parts of the ball. So it's like, do people watch the games or it's like, what did Jay-Z say? Do you listen to music or do you just skim through it? Do people actually watch these games? What's it called? And when he won against the Spurs, it had to take NBA telling Greg Popovich to press the Buffalo Wild Wings red button and take Tim Duncan out the game so Chris Bosh can get a rebound and kick it out to Ray Allen. Other than that, LeBron would have lost. And I know we talk about hypotheticals, but I mean, this argument is really about just hypotheticals.
No, I mean, it's not how to. I think you're making a point. I think there are a lot of guys that accomplished a lot more with less. They may not have won as many championships, but you can't tell me that Hakeem Olajuwon on 2 teams with no All-Stars, winning back-to-back championships, is equivalent to anything LeBron's ever done. LeBron has never sniffed anything with a team with no All-Stars. He has never done that, even in his physical prime.
And that's my other beef with it, because I don't think that any player in NBA history or any marquee player has played with as much talent, raw talent, as LeBron has. Even looking at his first year, people are like, oh, well, he played in Cleveland and they didn't have nobody. So Jonas Ilgauskas was a former All-Star.
Not just that, bro. I just went through I don't know, you must have just got here, but I went through that whole thing of those teams. Boobie Gibson they laugh at him now. Boobie Gibson saved him with 30 points when they went to the finals. It was Daniel Gibson that saved him. The last 2 games, he hit 20-something off the bench. The next game he came out there, he hit 31 off the bench. That's how he got there. He didn't even play good in those games when he went to the finals in 07.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because they just let him shoot.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, for an all-time great player, if you have such a fundamental flaw in your skill set as shooting, that's a problem. Because when it comes down to when the game gets tight and you need your thoroughbred to make a play, if you can't shoot, then all they got to do is just cut off the drive. And not being able to shoot, it kind of spilled over into his free throws. Like he wasn't a good free throw shooter to be a wing player. And
Not a
then
good free throw shooter, not a good middle of the pack defender. He really is.
Yeah.
So he's not this great defender. He's not a good shooter. He can't create his shot at will. He can't. People say he can. His only at will shot he has is driving left to the lane, loving his shoulders, and knocking people out the way. He is ambidextrous. He can go either way, but he can't finish. If you stop him, you cut him off. If it's a big clogging the lane up, and he has to stop and pop, he's not going to make it. He's going to shoot under 50%. He's going to shoot under 40%.
Yeah, that the fact that Bogut had broke his leg. Bogut broke his leg.
And that's what opened it up for him in Cleveland.
Yeah, and then Draymond's stupid ass got suspended.
And then they fouled out Steph Curry in Game 6 mysteriously, and hadn't been fouled out in 4 years, but he fouled out when LeBron wanted him to foul out. So it's a lot of things that the league did to help them.
And he came into the league with Paul Silas as his coach. Paul Silas is not a bad coach.
I know he got fired because LeBron couldn't get it done, and there was so much hype behind LeBron that they had to get him out of there because he couldn't. They didn't understand LeBron was flawed, and instead of in the offseason him fixing his flaws, because that's all. Listen, if LeBron gets a 10, 15 foot jump shot, that's a consistent. He hits that 50% of the time. We talking about probably the greatest player of all time.
I don't know about that because his footwork is still shit. But
but what I'm saying is I agree with that. But what I'm saying is you don't necessarily have to have the degree of footwork to be as great as somebody else. You have to be consistently able to score going left and right. If he could do that, then you're not going to be able to stop him because he is athletic. He is big. He is strong, especially Karl Malone. You take Karl Malone and Karl Malone could shoot though. See, that's the problem. Karl Malone could shoot. He just wasn't a ball handler. That was his only weakness. He was LeBron. He was better than LeBron.
Did you not hear what he said about how he can't go right and shoot on balance?
Yeah, that's something. Let me tell you something. I was just like him. I used to be the type of guy that if I went left, I'm gonna take one dribble and shoot a jump shot.
Yeah.
And if I went right, I was going to the hole. Right?
Oh yeah. See, I know.
But then by the time I got to college, and the coach told me that, he said, "Man, this is how they able to check you because you do this, you do that." Guess what I did? I went to the gym, and I started working on taking 3 dribbles, going left and shooting off the dribble. I started working on taking 2 dribbles, going right and shooting off the dribble. And I got comfortable going each way, shooting off the dribble. My shot was good, close range. I'm gonna hit it. That's how I was. It was the longer range shots where I struggled at.
I thought you were gonna say that you were like that as a pro in college, like you were in high school, like nobody.
No. I got like that in JUCO. I fixed it in JUCO. It wasn't high school. Ain't nobody tell me nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like I had, I couldn't shoot off a right hand until I got a little bit stronger, and then I realized you have to square your body while you're going up. You're going left, you're already square. But for LeBron to not know that at 20 years into the league, that says a lot.
No, I think he doesn't care. He feels like he can get points without it. He's been able to get points without it.
Well, he tells on himself a lot. People, bless you. People don't listen to what he says, and people don't. The reason why I cannot stand LeBron. LeBron has. I said this on Blanche's live last night. He has made retarded ass people believe that they can opine on the game of basketball. He has dumbed down the game of basketball. There is no more nuance to the game. There's no kind of offensive flow or there's no kind of innovative offenses. Everybody does the same thing.
Everybody do that doggone hero ball. That's all he do.
Yeah, everybody does that isolation and then people are gonna be like, oh well, Jordan did not do that. Like
Jordan was within the offense. Jordan was damn near averaging a triple double at 35 points a game. Point guard.
It ain't even that. Like when Jordan did it, he was proficient at it. Like these other guys can't do it at that level. You know that's the and you know when we need to stop comparing people to Jordan. I don't know if people understand how good he really was.
Yeah.
Like Jordan has no kind of peers or any kind of rivals. You know, the only he said it himself that the only player that he feared was Akeem Olajuwon because the Bulls had no answer for him. And the Rockets played the Bulls pretty well in the 90s because Akeem was just too much for anything that Chicago had inside. You know, which is a reason, I got Akeem top 3. You know, personally I got him 2. He's the second greatest player of all time, given what he did or what he had.
I don't.
And,
It's not laughable to put Hakeem at 2 because I understand what he brought defensively. The man averaged 4, almost 5 blocks a game 1 year.
And just
defensive player of the year, what, about 5 times?
I think three. I think 3. You know, but
I mean, come on, this man is easily one of the greatest players to ever play the game with no help.
With no help.
Ralph
And
Sampson got hurt. If Ralph Sampson didn't get hurt, what would him and Ralph Sampson been able to do as Twin Towers together?
And then, you know, you gotta look at that. You know, they were both young players. Like Akeem went to the finals as a pup and was the best player on that team. You know, he was giving Boston work. You know, that's that same Boston team that we all regard as the greatest team of all time.
86, yeah.
You know, so I mean, you know, people just don't understand basketball. Also with Akeem, you got to look at the level of competition that, you know, he played all the time. Like he played in a league where there were real centers. They were real
Well,
big.
He going up against Moses Malone. He going up against you know, Bill Walton still had a little something left in the tank. You still had, man, you had Kareem.
Yeah, Brad Daugherty.
You had Ewing.
Yeah, Brad Daugherty.
Yeah, you had
Robinson.
You had some players. You had Morning. Morning came in.
Morning. Yep.
And this is the thing I tell people, and they don't believe this, but this is how crazy. It's back to Kobe for a second. I know this is gonna sound real blasphemous what I'm about to say, but I don't see it no different. If you take Alonzo Mourning and put him where Shaq is with Kobe, they still will win those same championships.
You know what?
Because defensive threat, he was a rebounding threat. LeBron,
and he could shoot free throws.
And what's the name? Didn't do that. Shaq did not do that.
Yes.
And Kobe would have still did the same thing he did. And people think it's unthinkable to even imagine that. I'm like, you don't have to dominate with 35 points a game. Kobe would have gave you that extra 7-8 points to get you over the hump if need be.
I do not hold Shaq against Kobe because I think Shaq was very overrated. I think he was. Like, if you just go back and watch the film, everybody remembers Shaq running over Dikembe Mutombo and Todd McCullough. You know, there was a lot of time. Even there were times in Sacramento where, you know, they were kind of giving him problems. He just wasn't. Vlade and Scott Pollard and all them, and it sounds laughable, but go back and watch it. I was watching.
He struggled against. I remember because that Sacramento series, one of the best series we've ever seen. I mean, it was up there with the Knicks and the Bulls. I mean, it was real intense.
And
Mike Bibby was giving them problems.
They rigged it too.
Yeah, they did. They said that. Tim Dunn said they rigged it.
Yeah. So, I mean,
they were supposed to lose to Sacramento.
Yeah, basically.
And yet he's the most dominant player to ever play the game.
And he got, and mind you, he got swept. He got swept by Akeem Olajuwon. And there's no way you can look at that Magic team and tell me that Magic team was better than the Rockets team. The Rockets just had the better player. You know, that's it. I mean, Penny Hardaway was all world. I mean, that dude was incredible. You know, but then you turn around.
He got Dennis Scott hitting the threes. You got Nick Anderson.
Yeah, Grant.
They had the pieces. They did.
Yeah, and then the next year they got swept by the Bulls.
Yeah.
And what are people gonna say? Oh, it's the Bulls. It don't matter. You don't get swept. You can at least win one game if you're a formidable opponent. you're the most
Not
dominant
with
player
all
of
them
all
pieces.
time.
Not with all those pieces. No.
Yeah, so and then he got swept.
I mean, honestly, hold on. Let me say this. You could make a case that damn Orlando team was probably comparable to the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. It's just Kobe's great. I'm not saying Penny's greater than or at least equal to Kobe, but Penny was something. Like Penny was a top, I would say, first all NBA, first team all NBA guy. I mean, he was not people don't know this is laughable now, but if you was around in the 90s in my generation when Penny was Penny, there was nobody in the league outside of Michael Jordan that, in fact, to the point where Shaq got jealous. Remember? They say Shaq was jealous because it was more about Penny when he had that little Penny and Tyra Banks and all of them in the night commercial. Man, Penny was that dude to the point where I'm trying to think of a guy that even came close to him. I can't think of nobody in the NBA that they had on the level of Penny. Penny was basically what Kobe was.
Yeah, I think Penny was a little bit more popular than Kobe. Like everybody loved Penny. Like it took Kobe had to grow on people. Like Kobe was hated. Like people didn't like Kobe like that.
No, they did.
Kobe was some cocky kid that was seen as a ball hog. Like people didn't like Kobe like that. Like Kobe had to earn our respect. Like, I didn't really like Kobe like that until I just had to bow down and give him his respect. He was just winning, but
it wasn't just to me. Let me tell you when he won me over when he was losing. That's what let me tell you why he won me over. He won my respect back then. And I think I showed it this morning. I don't think you saw it. There's a documentary called The Muse, right? You saw it. Did you see it?
No, I ain't seen it.
I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show you what he said. Because people don't understand what this dude was on. This dude was different, bro. He was cut different, mentality-wise. He just had a different mindset than a lot of people. And so he wasn't one of these guys that you could just sit up here and say he would just break mentally. He did the exact opposite. He would turn around and take the negativity that's coming his way and say, I'm going to use it for fuel to work harder. Let me show you. Because that's the thing people don't want. A lot of people that hate Kobe haters love to say is, oh, well, he wasn't all that. He was losing. He was this. Watch what he say. He going to be like, man, I just took it all and balled it in and just explode. I had to get it out. Right here.
Where life is going, or if you're going to be able to even be a part of life as we all know it.
Can you imagine LeBron taking this type of disrespect and hate and rant, saying LeBron sucks everywhere he go, night in, night out, and still be able to do what he was able to do at that time? This man, when they was booing him everywhere he went out there and destroyed everybody.
I hear everything that the crowd is saying, and I hear it. So it's like this place where it was my refuge is now being bombarded with all kinds of things that they would say. And I had to separate myself because going through that time, I felt like there's so many things coming at once. It was just becoming very, very confusing. I had to organize things. So I created the Black Mamba.
Mamba, as he's known as, the killer Black Snake, has the killer look in his eyes right now.
So Kobe has to deal with these issues, all the personal challenges. The Black Mamba steps on the court and does what he does.
Three. The Mamba. See the venom that he's spewing.
I mean, it was just fuck everyone. I'm destroying everybody that stepped on the court.
Kobe with it, guarded by Patterson, staying outside the arc.
Man is he's staring down a prison sentence. and he giving everybody the business.
Patterson keeps his feet. Kobe for
Destroying everybody.
He's torching whomever. 1 second remaining in the regular season. Out to Kobe.
And the Lakers have won the Pacific Division title. I had all this pent up frustration that I just needed to let out. It was an avalanche, man. And, you know, there was nothing that was going to get in the way. There was nothing that was going to stop me. It's the battle that's going on within me that I'm carrying with me to these competitions. So it's not about you. It's not about.
Listen, man. Listen. When all else is on the whole world trying to destroy this man, look, he became a diamond, bro. You gotta respect it. I love his story. I do. I love his story, bro. When everything was messed up and the whole world was against him, he turned it inwardly. Like, I'm gonna destroy everybody. I gotta respect the guy like that, bro.
I respect Kobe. Kobe was great for the culture of basketball. As far as great for the game, I think it was great for the culture, definitely. You know, there's just too many. He has too many flaws as a player for me to.
What was his flaw? What was his main flaw?
His ego was his main flaw.
Why was his ego his main flaw?
I was watching in the finals when they were playing the Celtics, and 3 people closed out on him, and instead of just passing the ball, he shoots it. Like you don't do that in the finals. Nah, you can't do stuff. And
he comes back and beats him.
He went 6 for 24 that game. Like
he beat him.
I mean, yeah, they beat him, but
he was finals MVP.
That's fine. I mean, look, Kobe's great. He's top 10. He's definitely top 10, especially given the era that he played in. Because I think as far as defense wise, you know, that was one of the hardest eras in NBA history. You know, but as far as just how he played the game, like I think he left a lot on the table just by him having an ego. You know, I don't think he elevated his teammates like he could have.
Well, wait. You telling me a Pau Gasol, one-time All-Star, 7 years in the league, no All NBA team selection, was not elevated by playing with Kobe Bryant?
All right, hold on. All right, let's
first ballot Hall of Fame.
Hold on. Okay. Who did Pau Gasol play for? Who was he drafted by?
Memphis.
Okay. Was he better than Amari Stoudemire?
No.
Was he better than Kevin Garnett?
Nope.
Was he better than Tim Duncan?
Nope.
What other All-Star spots are there? Was he better than Chris Webber?
I'm not. Listen, I think you got me misconstrued. Just hear me out. What I'm saying is, take a guy today that's left out of the All NBA selections, put him on a team with a 12-year vet, and let him go to 3 finals, and tell me that guy isn't a special player. Tell me that guy who had a guy that was only All-Star, able to get an All-Star once in 7 seasons. You're not going to get it that, well, he wasn't going to beat those guys out. He didn't beat those guys out because he wasn't winning. If he was winning in Memphis, he would have got more All-Stars. If he was winning in Memphis, he might have actually beat out one of those guys you just named. But he couldn't beat them out because he couldn't get it done because he was not that good. I'm just being straight up. And you easily saw it when he got older and his game started to diminish. That's what the problem. And even when he got with Kobe, he would fall asleep a lot of times and not show up. And Kobe would have to get on to him and push him, but he pushed him to greatness, to first ballot Hall of Fame greatness.
Okay, so you're saying that Kobe elevated Gasol. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. I can buy that. I can concede to that point. But
think he elevated Ron Artest. I think
I don't
he
think
elevated that whole team.
I don't
Ron Artest didn't become a champion until he played with Kobe. Lamar Odom was not a champion in Miami. He came out there and played with Kobe. Those players on that team, Ariza, when he lost in 08, he got Ariza. He told Ariza, and Ariza just did an interview talking about this. He said, man, Kobe told me to do my part. I saw him doing this thing, and I knew if I did my part, Kobe was going to finish. He said, when we got there, I did my part. Kobe finished.
I mean, I just seen. I think Phil Jackson had a lot to do with elevating, keeping the morale of that team together, as he did with the Bulls. But
yeah, but now you got to unravel Michael Jordan's greatness if you're gonna do that. You can't do that. You got to give him his props.
Now, because we saw what the Bulls were without Michael Jordan.
What were the Bulls without Michael Jordan? I want to hear this one.
They were average. They were average to below average.
Okay, because I thought you was about to say they were good without Mike. Because I'm like,
no, they were average to below.
Used that 55 wins that year, but then if you go look at that schedule, the strength of that schedule, you look at the fourth quarters of a lot of those games that they lost.
Yeah, they couldn't close. They couldn't close out games.
Yeah, they had Tony Kukoc. They had a whole different team. B.J. Armstrong was all-star. They still had Horace Grant. They had Pete Myers. They had to add all these other players and pieces. That was not the same team, number one. Number two, when they got rid of Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen was on the trading block, and they struggled. They was about to miss the playoffs. So I do agree that they were a below the pack team. But in order to diminish Michael Jordan, they try to say Scottie Pippen and the Bulls was so great without him. It was only one season, and that was it.
That's the whole simplification of the basketball talk. I hate it because you don't get this in football or any other sport. You got a bunch of sorry ass dudes that smoke weed and play NBA 2K and think that they can give an informed opinion on basketball. Just because they might go to the rec every now and then. I can't stand it. Like it's
I
irritating.
think that's it. I think you got guys that it's not just that. There are guys that have never played basketball a day in their life. They don't go to the gym. You got those guys that are 32 years old and think they can sit and look at a guy in his 50s and tell him Michael Jordan wasn't that good and Michael Jordan couldn't go left. The fact that you got people saying Mike couldn't go left,
that's retarded.
That's not only is it retarded, it just shows you've never played with a whistle before. That's something they figure out in the 6th grade to make you go left. How the hell you gonna tell me Michael Jordan couldn't go left? You tell me a guy in the NBA dominated the league all these years and couldn't go left? The fact that actually caught fire and people actually believed it, or the fact that they say we done with the 90s because guys was dribbling. This is what Mike Korzemba, the YouTuber, said. He said guys in the 90s would literally dribble with their backs turned to half the basketball court. And I was like, yes, that's because somebody would be up on them and they can hand check them. If you didn't have that, then they can turn around and stand straight up and dribble just like these guys do today at 6'10", standing straight up dribbling. Like you couldn't do that with Gary Payton and Tim Hardaway up on you and you trying to stand straight up and do these dribble moves they do now. It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
They get away with it because they don't emphasize defense anymore, which is why Steph Curry gets to make a list he does not deserve to be on. I love Steph, and I think I got Steph over LeBron. But you got to add defense. If you're going to just completely remove defense in rating players, then what are we doing? That's where they come from with this modern age of just disrespecting greatness. Like people have gotten to the point where they disrespect great players.
Steph is top 20 for his impact on
his impact
on the game.
Is great. Yeah.
I think that he's been the face of the NBA.
They got Steph at number 10.
Yeah, that's an insult.
But they put him at number 10, bro.
That's an insult. I don't
That's
think
crazy.
he's number 10. But he's definitely above LeBron. But I don't think that this whole ranking LeBron 2 is a shot at Kobe. It's a disrespect to Kobe, but it's more a shot at Michael Jordan. I think so because the fact that we even have the discussion is if LeBron or Michael Jordan, like that's a retarded ass discussion. That's like asking who's a better rapper, Nas or Young Thug or something like that, or Trap Boy Cardi, all these cartoon character ass dudes that are out today. You know that it's not even a discussion. You know, objectively speaking, not even subjective. And I don't think that everything is subjective. I don't think everything is open to interpretation. There has to be some objective metric to where we can measure greatness. And you know,
but let me tell you something. Why you run into difficulty? Okay, 1 minute they'll say it's rings. Like I had that guy FYF on my channel earlier trying to argue with me, saying, "Well, you saying it's about rings." I'm like, no, it's not just rings that denote somebody being a champion, right? But then when you do that and you go down those lists of accolades, other people, there are anomalies that don't meet those criteria. It's not an exact science, right? It's not like it's some exact that we just know for a fact. This is, it's no way in the world this guy's going to be considered in the same conversation with this other player over here. So a guy like Olajuwon is a problem because Olajuwon you and I both know what Olajuwon is. We know Olajuwon is great. There's no doubt in our mind Olajuwon deserves to be anywhere from top 10 to top 5, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? He only got 2 chips. So you kind of, you see what I'm saying? You get caught, so you have to then it comes into human error comes into play. You can't just make a direct example of it, which you should be able to, but you can't.
Well, it really pisses me off because and I'm gonna sound like a salty dude when I say this, but for all the guys that did not grow up to be 6'6" to 6'10" and had to really work on their game and give a coach no excuse to bench them, and you practice every single day. You're pulling your hair out thinking about how I'm gonna get some time and when am I gonna get my chance to really show that I can play. When you spend that much time paying attention to details and you see a person like LeBron, you kind of can see that, okay, there's a lot of things that he cannot do that other guys his size can do, or
Exactly.
other guys of his ilk can do. You know what I'm saying? So when people just make all these stupid arguments that don't mean anything, I mean, the fact that he doesn't have a reliable jumper 20 years into his career, that's a disgrace. You can develop a consistent jump shot in the summer. That's the time you work on your game, in the summer. You get in the gym in the summer and you work on your game. Jordan's fadeaway wasn't always that deadly.
Nah, he didn't have that fadeaway his first year.
But he worked on it.
Yeah.
It was like there was a time where Jordan was probably the best post player in the league. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm sick of sports media. I'm just sick of mediocrity. I'm just sick of it. Like, it's hurt culture. There's mediocrity in everything across culture, whether that's movies, music, sports and entertainment.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Kendrick Lamar's getting a little steroids with the love he gets. I think it's more so hype, more so than his actual music. That's just how I feel. I think he makes good music, not taking that from him, but he is a hype machine behind him right now because of that beef with Drake. So you see it in music, you see it in movies. Beyonce is hype. She is hype. It's not all about her talent.
Nah, she's more like an icon, because if you gotta compare Beyonce to like Diana Ross as far as his vocals, like it's not even a competition. Now as far as performance, I never been to a Beyonce concert, but you know, she had some good choreography in her old videos. You
The
know, but
only time I might go to a Beyonce concert is if they reunion, Destiny's Child
I ain't
reunion.
going to no Beyonce concert.
Destiny's Child reunion or something, then I might go because that's nostalgic. But I just don't see them like that no more.
Nah, I can't go to no Beyonce concert. But you know, it's just everything today is just smoke and mirrors. You know, it's nothing has any substance, nothing has staying power. You know, that's why we're always just
I
on
mean,
to
that's
the
why you
next.
don't have timeless classics like Prince Adore, right? Like that is a timeless classic, right?
Yeah, or even, you know, movies. Like what timeless movie has come out in the last 5 years? You know, just think about like '94. You had Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, you know, Shawshank Redemption, or whatever the hell it's called. Think about movies in the '80s. Like, I mean, like what movie, what romantic comedy has topped Coming to America, which came out in the '80s? And now what they're doing
I mean,
is,
they got movies that white people love, like When Harry Met Sally and shit like that. But
yeah, but everybody,
topping Coming to America is unheard of. Like I can't. And the only one that comes close is Boomerang. Shit,
yeah.
another movie he did. So
And you know, and the thing is, you know, now what they do, instead of being original, what they'll do is they'll just repackage the things that were beloved before, and they'll just taint it and mess it up. And then, you know, we all leave the theater like, ain't nobody asked for this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like LeBron.
I can't think of a timeless classic. Now I do think Creed was.
Creed wasn't. Man, Michael B. Jordan is an average actor.
I'm
I
not
mean,
talking about him as an actor. I'm talking about the actual concept of the movie and what it was about and how good it was. It
yeah,
really
but
was a breakout role for him. If you ask me, not Fruitvale Station, it was Creed.
yeah, but that's the thing though. Like when I look at Creed, I think like Creed 2 was my favorite, right? I think Stallone carried him in that movie.
In one?
No, in two. I remember two more than one. And you know, the girlfriend Tessa Thompson, I mean, I think she killed that role. Felicia Rashad killed that role. Wood Harris killed that role. Michael B. Jordan, he was just a role player. You know, I think they could have got another actor that was, you know, that was a little bit more, had a little bit more screen presence. Like he's just,
Like who?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like,
I think there needs to be a master class on being able to identify these things
if
because I don't think people can identify clearly what is a good acting outside. I mean, we can see Denzel, right? Everybody knows Denzel and Malcolm X, top of the line, A-list acting.
or even Training Day, Denzel and
Yeah,
Training Day.
Lonzo. That's what I was about to say. Lonzo in Training Day was
Yeah, I can't see anybody else playing that role, but I mean, I can see somebody else playing Adonis. It's just, I mean, I'm
like
not.
who? I want to think who though. You don't really have that
Okay,
many people in Hollywood that are black actors.
okay, okay. I'll say, you remember Antoine Fisher, dude?
Okay, now Derek Luke probably could.
I think he could pull it off because it wasn't just the most captivating role.
Now I ain't gonna lie, Anton Fisher was a hell of a movie.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to name American actors. I'm trying to name American actors.
I mean, yeah, because I mean the British actors, I'm not feeling them. I'm just not. I was
Oh,
saying that the other day.
I think
I'm
they're
not seeing why it's such a big deal for Daniel Kaluuya or the other guy that played in Star Wars. Everybody's having a
John
hit.
Boyega. I think
They are right. Like I can't think of a breakout role for them. They just
Kalula. I think Kalula's nice. I can't see nobody else playing the dude and Get Out.
I can.
I mean, I don't know.
I think the concept of that movie is what got people captivated with him. It was a serious movie addressing racial issues, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Lakeith Stanfield to me is a better actor. He was in the movie too. He played the hell out of Think about that little scene he was in.
Yeah, I don't think he's a better actor than Kalula.
Man, Lakeith
Just
Stanfield,
overall,
damn good actor.
I think he had typecast
As what?
as a weird guy.
I don't think that's an actual archetype, though. I think he's an actual good actor. I think he.
Speaking of which, okay, you know who's a good actor? Who was a convincing actor? Brian Tyree Henry or whatever his name is. You know, the dude that played Paperboy on Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
That dude is a damn good actor.
Yeah, he
I
is.
can't that role he killed it. Even I'll even say, Donald Glover.
Yeah,
Donald Glover's a good actor. He's a good actor. But I mean the thing is, like, there's no creative writing anymore. So, a lot of these guys don't get the chance to really bring these roles.
I'm gonna tell you what I think is gonna. I think with the advent of AI and where it's moving,
oh shit!
Eventually, somebody's gonna be able to create an application that you and I could just come up with a concept. We go pay $100, $200, and it spits out a 2-hour film. And we write out paragraphs, we fill in questions, it asks us questions, and then it just generates the role. It generates all the AI, it makes everything, the film, the actors, and it looks real. I saw a video the other day where Cat Williams was supposed to be up there with Jay Farrow, and I thought it was real. I was like, damn. And he got up there and he went off on him and was insulting him and saying a lot of disrespectful stuff. And I was like, man, this AI is getting to the point where it's gonna eventually remove the need for actors. And I think that's good because a lot of these actors have gotten spoiled. And I think it's about the entertainment of it. So I think entertainment will become more tailored to what you're looking for. So in the future, I'm thinking AI and entertainment is going to be on what you and I want to see. It's not about, well, they have to make the movie, they have to spend. No, I don't want to see that. I want to see a movie. I want to see a Christian-based film, a Christian love story. Or I want to see.
I don't want to see that.
I'm just telling you, like I'm
Yeah.
giving you. I'm saying that just you can make the movie for yourself, where you watch what you want to watch.
Gotcha.
And so you go to the AI application and you enter in what type of stuff you want, and it gives it to you. And you could take a Chadwick Boseman's character, facial features, or you could type all that. It's just like that movie Simulation or Simone with what's his face? Al Pacino, where he had this application where it was an AI and it would just do whatever he tell it to do. It would create a scene, music, it could do everything. They already been thinking like this in Hollywood. I think they're gonna get to a point where people gonna start being able to make movies without actors and production and all that. Think about it. You want to make a trilogy about demons and angels fighting each other, and it's like a Lord of the Rings trilogy with demons and angels, and they fighting, and it's a spiritual realm, and it's all based around you could do stuff like that. That's nobody's gonna make a movie like that because Hollywood would have to green light. But if they get the AI to a certain point, we can make it.
You know why I don't know if that's gonna work.
Why?
Because I think most movies today kind of follow that model. Because it's like that's what you're saying. It kind of denotes a soulless movie, and a lot of these movies today have no soul.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I hear what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you say soulless, I don't think anybody like you saw the movie Hustle and Flow, right?
Yes. Great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite scenes in that movie. Terrence Howard is talking to Ludacris, skinny black character, DJ. He talking. And he said, if somebody come from 5,000 years from now and they want to see what I was thinking about in Memphis, he pulled out old boy tape. And he said, this is what I thought. This is how I moved. And this is what I'm saying is if you can put that into words, you can put it into technology and technology can replicate it.
But can you bring out the emotion? You remember when he got mad at Chris? He said when he was gonna beat him up in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, the emotion that came out of him, like he was all distraught. He saw his tape, his hard work, all the things he did, and you know, he just that emotion, like you can't replicate that, and that's the value of a good actor. You know, they bring out emotions in you. I don't know if
I think we're saying that now because we're looking at AI now. You got to understand, AI in 6 months is going to be so much more advanced than it is today. So you're telling me in 15, 20 years, AI won't be able to do what I'm just describing and give it to you just like that.
Nope. And this is why. And you know, maybe you could appreciate this, maybe not. But I think that there is the things that make us great are elements that God put into us. They're God-given elements. And I don't think that man can replicate it. All man can do is cultivate it, but I don't think man can replicate it. You know, so you know, the way.
Well, you know, I'd never go against God, but
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I mean,
that ain't
it's
my I don't play them games. But I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Nah, you know, I don't see, like, you know, the way law-abiding citizen, you know, Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler. You know, the way Gerard Butler was able to convey his feelings, you know, the way, you know, for the system and how they killed his daughter. You know, and then, like, my favorite scene was when Jamie Foxx took him out of the prison and he punched him. And then he said, "I'm gonna bring the whole corrupt temple down on your head. It's gonna get biblical." You know what I'm saying? Like just his emotions and his cadence. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like, that is something that's unique.
I think I got what you're saying. I'm gonna play it for you because this guy said the same thing in this video. I want you to hear this.
Successful producers in the music industry. He made himself extremely wealthy using his artistic creativity that he was blessed with, doing what only an artistically talented human could do: make good music using talent, creativity, and inspiration. That is literally the legacy he will leave behind for himself when he's no longer around. But now, even though human creativity and music is what made Timbaland who he is today, he has decided that it's no longer required to make good music. Instead, he believes that the next evolution of music creation will be all done by codes on a computer. Timbaland is going AI. Not only did he create an AI record label, signing his first AI artist, but he has also stolen the beats and music of real human artists to train this AI. Right now, Timbaland is leading the horrible decision to sell out music to AI. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about Timbaland selling out music to AI. Let's get right into it. The ability to create music was definitely gifted to us by God himself. Music is sacred, holy, and before it was for entertainment, it was used in heaven by the angels to praise God. Music in its true nature is the ability to harness the frequencies of life itself. Our world was created with frequencies. Everything is made up of frequencies. Artists were blessed by God with the ability to control those frequencies and direct them, and this is what music is. Music is much more powerful and spiritual than most realize. It's not just entertainment. Music could heal you or music could destroy you, but just like everything else God has created, the devil has found a way to corrupt it in hopes of ruining it. It is believed by many that Lucifer was the head of the choir in heaven. He was so musically talented, he led the prayer choir for God. Lucifer then betrayed God and was thrown out of heaven and sent down to earth. Since the beginning of time, he has been using that musical ability to his advantage, using music to guide people away from God and make them sell their souls to be stars. Now we're seeing how far this corruption has gone, as music is now becoming soulless. In the last few years, the record labels have been pushing towards AI created music that is soulless in code, completely created by AI. Removing humanity from music is truly disturbing. It's like the YouTube channels that are completely AI. It's ridiculous. I myself often see people in my comments section claiming that I am AI because I don't show my face. I'm not AI. Those of you who have been watching for over 4 years now know that. I write all my own scripts and I don't use any AI assistance for that. I also do my own voiceovers. I honestly believe AI is the final step in our destruction, when we have become useless and are only here to take up space. God has gifted us with talent and creativity and purpose. I use all that God has given me to make content and spread the truth. But nowadays, more and more people are becoming okay with the idea of allowing AI to take over, allowing it to not only do the meaningless tasks we humans don't want to do, but to also do the meaningful tasks like creating music, art, and films completely with AI, stripping all the humanity left in the arts. This is clearly the work of the devil. Those who are behind these labels know this is the checkmate move they have been waiting for. They no longer need to sign human artists and pay them millions.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna make. They're doing it in Timberland. I'm gonna show you what this guy called him up and was talking to him. It's a trip because the dude is saying the same stuff you saying. Watch this.
Easier than ever. You can clearly see the evil behind this. After Timbaland announced his own AI record company, he started getting a lot of backlash from producers and artists who see the danger of AI. Timbaland was confronted by many people who called them out for this live. A few days back, Timbaland hosted a live where he tried to have a discussion with other producers about this AI move. Many of these producers were truly upset and told him right to his face what they believe he was doing.
A month and a half later, I do a humongous deal with a brand new
Still won't
artist
fight me, man.
on the DSP.
But you understand you want for what, man? For what, John? For what, man? Why you want to choose violence?
I'm speaking to the people that are in the chat.
Hold on, let's let John speak. Welcome to the chat, baby.
What's up? Hey, respect to everybody here. Hey,
John, I respect you, bro. I respect. Hey, look, the reason I brought you here
because your post is crazy.
No. He didn't.
I mean it.
We got it. All right, we gonna stand on it in the chat.
I mean everything about it, bro. I'm not double backing on it. Respect to your legacy, I would say. What I view this as right now is a betrayal to artists everywhere, bro. What you're doing is you're backdooring us. You got to a position of power, and instead of choosing to unionize and fight against this AI, which I'm not stupid. I use ChatGPT to script out screenplays, things like that. I use ChatGPT on a daily to think of content ideas, to do the menial tasks, the meaningless tasks that a robot should do. I'm a spiritual person, and I believe that artists all are tapped into a divine entity, right? When you go and you start creating and you allow some fucking robot to come in and finish your song, you're cutting yourself off from the divine. And let me not even get that deep with it. What I think you're doing is you're doing something that's, in a sense, demonic, bro. And I know it sounds like an exaggeration, but it feels demonic. You're choosing to go against us all and put this robot, instead of signing an artist, instead of having someone who has a voice that you could put on and put on your platform. All these on the live, all this cool we're doing. You choose to go in.
I don't know. You know, I'm careful about what I call demonic because I think people throw that word around. But you know, something like art touches your soul. You know, that whole part of us. You know, I think all people have it. You know, it's whether you're born again or not, but there's just a remnant of God in everybody. And you know, when you tap into that, you know, that's when people really feel alive. That's why people love music so much. You know, you can't replace it, you can't duplicate it. You know, and then you know the evil about this is going to actually like crack people's psyches, because now what are they going to start doing? You know, it's bad enough we got corn, but now they're going to have AI corn. And that's really going to crack people's minds. It's just going to destroy them. You know, there's nothing like just sitting in front of a woman and talking your shit to her and her just melting right there in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part that they really want. You know, the penetration, you know, that's cool, you know, but you know, your words can invoke a certain feeling in a woman if you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree 1,000%. I think there's something to be said about that. I'm just telling you, I'm not saying what you're saying is not needed, right? That there aren't authentic things that you can get purely from a person. That
hey, how long you gonna be on?
I'm about to get down.
Damn, I got a meeting. I gotta get off.
All right, man, go ahead, handle your business.
Yeah.
I hate you back.
All
right, guys. God bless. I see y'all. I think I made my point. Y'all have a good one. I see y'all. Bye.